are live. You are live. You are live. Double tap. Turn me up in the headphones. Everybody at home. Oh, man. Double tap. Turn me up in the headphones. Turn me up in the headphones. Everybody at home, welcome, welcome, welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Welcome to 2026 YouTube, everybody. Welcome to 2026 YouTube, everybody. You see the thumbnail. You see the description. You see the SEO keyword optimized. We on time. Perfect time. Every time. All the time. Let's go, baby. MAGA Wednesday. That's what it is. All we do is win, win, win. So if you came from MAGA, put your hands in the air. Let them stay there. All we do is win, win, win. If you came from MAGA, put your hands in the air. Let them stay there. MAGA. All we do is win, win. If you came from MAGA, put your hands in the air. Let them stay there. MAGA, MAGA Wednesday. All we do is win Wednesday with your boy. Perfect Time to Podcast with the blast. In and out with a dash. How we doing in the headphones? Let me know how we doing in the headphones. Let me get it going. Good morning, good morning. It's morning time. It's morning time, and it's your boy, Perfect Time Podcast. Come on in. Baby, baby, come on. 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 First in the chat, get shouted out. First in the chat, get shouted out without a doubt. Double tap, hit the like button. Come on in, man. First in the chat, get shouted out without a doubt. It's another All We Do Is Wins Wednesday from your boy, Perfect Time Podcast, back with the blast, in and out in the day. Let's go, MAGA. Let's go. Let's go, MAGA. Let's go. Man, what another Wednesday. What another winning Wednesday. 2026. We in the mix. Hey, it's the midterms. Everybody talking about it. Trump is talking about it. There's no other discussion, man. There's no other. I don't know. It ain't eBay. It ain't WeSlay. It ain't Amazon. It ain't Ultron. It's the midterms. That's what it's about in 2026. That's the story of the day. The midterms. And Trump was absolutely right. This is what everything was about. It's about all the marbles now, baby. It's about all the marbles now, baby. We got to get the base fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go in the chat. Fired up right now, ready to go in the chat. 2026 in the mix, man. I have been spelling it out letter by letter. 1, 2, 3, ABC. 1, 2, 3. It's easy as ABC. 1, 2, 3. The Democrats is gonna be DEAD. 2026, we in the mix, man. It's all about the midterms, man. And the midterms is going to dictate the next president, right? I mean, we got to really be talking about this. Donald Trump can't run again. Donald Trump is in his second term, his last term. He's got so much done. First year of his second term, 225 executive orders. I'm so proud of my president. The most prolific, the most productive, successful second term president ever in history. Donald Trump, Donald DJT. Hey, remember when we read the True Social the other day? That True Social, man, I'm telling you, hey, one of the things that's going to go down in history is Donald Trump's True Socials, man. Donald Trump True Socials, man, has been hilarious, full of hilarity. He said, we love all of our Republicans. Well, almost all of them. He said, we love all of our Republicans. Well, almost all of them. And I knew he was talking about Thomas Massey. What's Thomas Massey nickname? Thomas Massey? What we gonna call Matt? Come on, man. We got Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trump changed her name to Trader Brown. Trader Brown, Marjorie Trader Brown. You know what I played the other day? You know it was so, I mean, to me, hey, Mike Hearn first in the building, FBA, number one, man. What's up with you? Wow. Thumbs up in the building. Double tap at the like button. Everybody, as you come in, man, wipe your feet as you come in, man. Double tap at the like button, man. Double tap at the like button, man. We going up real quick, real fast. Double tap at the like button. Perfect Time Podcast with the blast, man. You know, when we talked about, that's right, baby, double tap at the like button. We talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day, and what was funny, and I could tell by the reaction from the chat and the way that things was moving. W chat right now, W chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Double tap at the like button. Share with a like-minded person, man. You are watching the Perfect Timing Podcast, #1 podcast for political and geopolitical debate. When we were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day, what did we were reveling about the fact that she claimed that she stepped down. Now, we dispelled that. We debunked that. We know why Marjorie Taylor Greene truly stepped down. She didn't have the support. She didn't have the money. She didn't have the backing. So she would lose. The same as Jasmine Crockett, why she's not running for Congress. Jasmine Crockett knows she's going to lose. Nancy Pelosi knows she's going to lose. Tim Walz knows she's going to lose. Now, if the reality of the situation is these Democrats know that they can't win, what does that actually say? Now, the media is saying to you a whole bunch of other reasons. The Democrats are saying to you, no, Tim Walz is saying, no, I'm not stepping out of the race because I can't win. Nancy Pelosi is saying, I'm not stepping out of the race because I can't win. But what did Trump do yesterday? What did Trump and the White House do yesterday? They launched a website. So I read to you of a flyer that was put out by the White House that rewrote history. The way social media is saying is that the White House has created a brand new website to rewrite history. Well, I don't know if it's rewriting history, but it is counter narrative, and that's what we do here. Everybody clap it up for Trump in the chat. Double tap. All we do is win Wednesday. I'm just listing all the wins and the victories. So yesterday, you know, it was an anniversary of January 6th. We played the video of Nancy Pelosi taking full credit for them not having proper security at the Capitol. We played the video from the BBC with the BBC altered Trump's speech. We played Trump's speech from the retreat at the Trump Kennedy Center where he said they left out, where he said peaceful, and that we would celebrate. They left all these things out. What other victory was left out? Well, Trump, in order to be counter narrative, and I don't like the term rewrite history, but there is going to be some rewriting of what took place, because over the last 4 years in the last administration, there was this fictitious fake news, so much so that Donald Trump has won 2 lawsuits. So if you think about the downstream effects of what we're talking about, like there is this need, right? There is this need to correct wrongs and tell the truth. If Donald Trump won $30 million in 2 separate lawsuits, ABC and CBS, then there is a need. Donald Trump sued them and won because they lied and propagated fake news, things like the Russia hoax. Remember when they said the Hunter Biden laptop was fake? Now, if you think about this, the Hunter Biden laptop was real. The Russia investigation was a hoax going back to Obama, when Obama first started investigating Trump illegally. This led into Arctic frost in the later Biden administration. None of it turned up anything, right? None of these investigations, secret tappings of Trump's cell phone turned up anything, right? But we have to be honest about the realities of 2026 and what's going on for the midterms. The midterms is what's so important right now. The midterms is what we're focusing on right now. The midterms in 2028 and who's the candidate for 2028. But honestly, what we're talking about right now is how the Democrats, people like Nancy Pelosi, Tim Walz, Jasmine Crockett, are facing an uphill battle, but the media is not being honest about the reality and the writing on the wall. Why did MTG really quit? Jasmine Crockett eviscerated MTG. Jasmine Crockett called MTG all of beats, blonde, built, bad body in front of Congress. This wasn't on the interview. This was during committee. This was when committee was in session. Jasmine Crockett eviscerated Marjorie Taylor Greene. It became a viral moment. It turned into songs. We played the song here. What I remarked about is Marjorie Taylor Greene, just like Tim Walz. Think about this. Think about 2026. I'm giving you some realities. It's all we do is win Wednesday, #1 political channel on YouTube. Think about this. Marjorie Taylor Greene has said one thing, a narrative. Just like January 6th, Marjorie Taylor Greene has said one thing. That's the narrative. The narrative is Trump bullied me. Trump said mean things about me, so I quit. Right now, if Trump said one thing, Marjorie Taylor Greene was being treacherous, right? She showed treacherous behavior when she aligned with the Democrats on Capitol Hill, right? Marjorie Treacherous Green aligned with the Democrats on Capitol Hill, showed treacherous behavior, right? So Trump calling Marjorie Taylor Greene out on her treacherous behavior is not actually name calling, right? It's not actually name calling. If we're being honest, it's not actually name calling, right? He's being honest about her behavior, right? But in contrast, Jasmine Crockett literally name calling, right? Sister girl, full sister ghetto girl, full tilt name calling, right? And it became viral. If there was a moment for Marjorie Taylor Greene to bow out of the race and quit the election, it would have been when Jasmine Crockett called her several names, went viral, and it turned into a meme and a song. That would be more appropriate than Donald Trump calling her a traitor one time, one name, attributed to her treacherous behavior, aligning herself with the Democrats. Now, what I'm explaining to you is when you listen to the realities of this and you say to yourself, wait a minute, he's right. Jasmine Crockett did roast Marjorie Taylor Greene. It did become a viral moment. It was much bigger than when Trump called her a traitor. So why is it again that Marjorie Taylor Greene is bowing out of the race? Similar to Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. Why is Tim Walz bowing out of the race? I submit to you that there will be no blue wave. They have no support and they will lose. This is the realities that are not being brought out by these narratives. This is why I believe Trump had to create the website, right? And actually tell some things that were counter narrative. So if you want to go right now, you can go to the website that was created by the Trump White House. Well, Trump is telling his version of events of the anniversary of yesterday. Trump is, the video I played, Trump is detailing the speech that was left out. Now you got to ask yourself, why in the midnight hour did Biden give a pardon to the J6 committee? When you go to the website and you read the website, then you may understand why Biden had to pardon the J6 committee in the midnight hour in the auto pen that's being questioned to this day. That auto pen pardon is being questioned to this day. And now we have a website from the White House. A website from the White House and the president, and it's speaking to the president's version of events. I think that's very worthy to discuss. I think that's worthy of accolade that the president has been so bold in his leadership, in his honesty. He could have just sat back. He could have sat back and let the lies propagate. He did not sit back and let the lies propagate. He actually sued media outlets. He won. He proved that fake news was more than just Donald Trump rhetoric. Fake news was the rule of the day for the entire Biden administration. Now, if you can swallow this, if you can swallow and understand that fake news ruled the day for 4 years, then maybe you can get to why there's so much confusion amongst the Democratic Party today. If you can clearly understand what I'm putting down to you on this Wild Wednesday, all we do is win Wednesday. Fake news ruled the day. And we weren't allowed to even say the things that were fake were fake. Think about 21, 22, 2023, 2024. You weren't allowed to say some of the things that the false narratives that they put forth on Donald Trump. You weren't allowed to dispute them. When Biden and Kamala Harris were in power, you weren't allowed to dispute the Russia hoax, right? It was taken as fact that Donald Trump had colluded with Russia. And now they're stalling the investigation and the deposition of James Comey when we have so many questions. There's so many questions for Comey. There's so many questions. Why did you lie about the Hunter Biden laptop? Why did you hide the Hunter Biden laptop? Why did you lie about the Hillary Clinton server? Why did you give Hillary later a pass on the Hillary Clinton server? Why did you make that public statement similar to the 1,000 bottles of baby oil on the wall? Does anybody recall when the feds had the press conference about Sean Diddy Combs? Well, Comey had a similar press conference about the Hillary Clinton server. The country was confused. The entire country was confused. I have to come out. I have to tell you about Hillary Clinton's server. And then he didn't prosecute. So we always had questions. Conservative, MAGA Republicans always had questions about Comey and what was his motives. And, you know, people want to know, how did Clinton, Hillary lose the 2016 election? You know what's left out? You can go to the debate where Donald Trump eviscerated Hillary Clinton in the debate. But what's left out is Comey, right? And the Hillary Clinton server. People forget about the Hillary Clinton server, right? And all of the emails. Now they prosecuted Donald Trump for similar things, right? They prosecuted Donald Trump for similar things. Remember, they said he had all this stuff in Mar-a-Lago. Remember? But Hillary Clinton was absolved after Comey came out and made this public announcement that basically killed her campaign. If you recall 2016, what ended Hillary Clinton's campaign? Maybe it was Donna Brazile and them cheating in the debate. Who remembers Donna Brazile, DNC chair, and when she worked at CNN and she gave Hillary Clinton the debate questions? That could have did it, but I truly believe it was Comey. And when Comey came out and made this press conference, right? So we have a lot of questions. We have questions about Arctic frost. We have questions about the secret courts, the FISA courts, where you obtain secret warrants to tap the president and the vice president's phone. What I always said when they tried to say Donald Trump was friends and did things wrong and bad associated with that guy who went to jail 2 times and passed away, I said if Donald Trump was guilty of anything that they're trying to accuse him of, Comey would have found it. Hillary Clinton would have found it. If Biden and Hillary could have stopped Donald Trump, if they could have got some dirt on him with any of these FBI investigations, don't you know you would have known it by now? Do you think they're hiding some truths about Donald Trump that they had? No. They've secretly investigated Donald Trump for over 10 years. And on this Wednesday, I just want to present to you, all we do is win. All we do is win. All we do is win. All we do is win Wednesday, Purpose Summit Podcast, back with the blast this morning, and we talking about Donald Trump. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. Man, fired up on another Wednesday today. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into our topics, man. Let's get into it. Fired up, man. Hey, man, this podcast today, man, is going to be another fire podcast for my Trump Nation, man. Get it going in the chat right now. Get it going in the chat. What's up, MAGA Nation? Grok Baby here, back to dominate the podcast world with Trump MAGA fire. We're talking Trump MAGA takeover, 2026 Greenland acquisition bombshell, Tim Walz Minnesota fraud scandal exposed, Maduro Venezuela U.S. capture with oil tanker seizures, brand new today, brand new oil tanker seizures, and ICE deportation rampage. America First is winning bigly, folks. America First is winning bigly, folks. President Trump is making moves that have the fake news liberals crying, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, from pushing to buy Greenland from national security against China and Russia to calling out Democrat Tim Walz billion-dollar fraud scam in Minnesota tied to welfare corruption and Somali community schemes to capture Maduro in a pure dawn raid. Seizing oil tankers like the Russian-flagged Marina and the stateless Sofia, and terminating TPS for 600 Venezuelans, with ICE arrests spiking 400%. Tren de Aragua gangs, this is high energy MAGA, folks. High energy. Patriots, we sending my babies to Disneyland on your support. Subscribe, like, share, like that right now. Let's chant Trump MAGA, Trump MAGA. All we do is win. And if you came for MAGA, put your hands in the air, let them stay there. If you came for MAGA, put your hands in the air, let them stay there. Let's go, baby. Double tap at the like button, man. Double tap at the like button, man. Perfect Time of Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash, man. Going in real fast, man. going in real fast, man. Double tap at the like button. Today, we breaking it all down in this special vertical live podcast. Keywords: Trump, Greenland buy, Tim Walz fraud, Minnesota, Maduro captured in Venezuela, 2 oil tanker seizures, U.S. blockade, ICE deportations, mass action. We are crushing YouTube right now, everybody. Hit the like, subscribe for more pro-Trump rants. Let's dive in. America first, MAGA, Maha, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Let's go, Patriots. Let's go, Patriots. Let's go, Patriots. Let's go. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Come on in, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. Perfect Timing Podcast. We just getting started, man. How's everybody doing this morning, man? We got a lot of topics to discuss this morning, man. Tim Walz everywhere. Tim Walz. We got some people confused about the Somali, and they think Nick Shirley. See, this is the thing. Nick Shirley didn't expose Tim Walz. Nick Shirley had nothing to do with exposing Tim Walz. And the problem with attributing what happened with Tim Walz to Nick Shirley is people won't do the deep dive that we did. People won't do the deep dive. People won't know about how they changed, how Tim Walz created loopholes, right? It's not about Nick Shirley, nothing about hating on Nick Shirley, but it's this lazy intellect, right? Remember when we talked about lazy intellectuals? It's easy to point to Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley had nothing to do with it. We were already on the Somali billion-dollar fraud. Before Nick Shirley went to child cares, we were talking about Ilhan Omar and the conviction of food for our future. We were discussing food for our future. The foundation guilty of $250 million fraud. Why were we talking about food for our future? We learned about the billion-dollar fraud because Ilhan Omar was being investigated on 2 different fronts. She was being investigated because her father may not be naturalized citizen. Remember Megyn Kelly brought that out. She may have to leave the Congress and go back to Somalia. On the second front, she's being investigated for possibly marrying her brother and giving her brother citizenship. Ilhan Omar has been married over 3 times. One of the men possibly was her brother. Her brand new husband is a white man who's not Muslim, who's not Somali, but they have $30 million now. They never had $30 million before. When she was married the first time, she wasn't worth $30 million. When she was married to her brother, she wasn't worth $30 million. All of a sudden, she's married this white man very recently, and very quickly, they've amassed $30 million. So when we talk about this Tim Walz and Nick Shirley, it wasn't about Nick Shirley. We were discussing the Somali fraud 2 weeks before you heard about the child care. Now, the child care centers, people are attempting to refocus the discussion on the child care centers because they think they can debunk the Nick Shirley video. It's not about the child care centers. The 90 convictions that I showed you, we already have 90 convictions. When people are saying that this is a fraud and the Nick Shirley video is fake, we already have 90 convictions. Did you know that? We already have 90 convictions, and how it links back to Ilhan Omar and Somali leadership is one of the victims, one of the criminals who's been convicted of $5 million fraud. Well, he threw a party for Ilhan Omar for her victory. When she won to be Congresswoman, her party was at the Safari Club in Minneapolis. And that person has gone to jail for $5 million fraud. You know, her campaign advisor, the person who was responsible for going around and getting together the Somali vote, Ilhan Omar's campaign advisor, people on her campaign, she paid this individual to go around and rally up the Somali vote, where he got convicted for $3 million of fraud. This is not being discussed. He got convicted of $3 million of fraud. I brought this out. This has nothing to do with the Nick Shirley video. Now, when we talked about the Somali fraud, when we first broke the story, we were discussing feed our families. We were discussing lying about food and meals, right? Them submitting to the government that they had 1,000 people to feed when they only had 10 people to feed, right? Feed our families. escalated the numbers of meals that they needed. They had autistic therapy. They charged for autistic therapy for children. This was all during the pandemic. If you recall, this was all during the pandemic. Feed Our Future. Feed Our Future was a Somali program, a 501c that was granted by the pathway created by Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. Why do I say the pathway was created by Tim Walz? Well, what did we learn in our research? That had nothing to do with Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley presented something that had nothing to do with the actual facts on the ground. What did we learn from our research? What we learned from our research is in 2023, Barack Obama, because people didn't ask, how did Tim Walz get on the presidential ticket? What did Tim Walz do to become vice presidential candidate, right? Well, Tim Walz was championed first by Barack Obama. How many people knew that Tim Walz, in the same welfare programs that were just shut down? Are you following me? A lot of people don't know these facts because today, Nick Shirley in his video is all over Twitter. Nick Shirley in his video is being challenged by TikTok, right? They're saying that Nick Shirley's video is fake, right? Because it's a justification for children not being there. But they are leaving out the complete truth. This is what I say, that what we do here is counter narrative. Remember how I educated you on what the actual facts is. Does anybody recall why were there no children at the daycare centers? Does anybody recall I educated you on this? And this is so important for those TikTok people who don't read, who don't be educated, who don't know really what they're talking about. They just want to get views and clicks by being outrageous. Why were there no children at the daycare centers? And why legally was that okay? I presented to you enrollment-based funding yesterday and pre-funded seating. These are two Biden-era programs that was created by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that essentially assisted the Somalians in their least fleecing of the government of $9 billion, maybe up to $100 billion. So this new program, different than when me and you went to school, right? And it's been changed, it's been shut down. Donald Trump shut down the program, but there was a huge loophole created by Joe Biden, taken advantage of by Minnesota Democratic leadership to give money to the Somalian community. And it actually was a circle. They gave money to the Somalian community. The Somali community gave it back to the Democrats via donations for their campaign. I seen a Somalian today say that we voted for you guys. And if you don't fix this fraud, we're not going to vote for the Democrats. I seen a Somalian speaking at a protest saying, we voted for the Democrats and the Democrats better protect us or we're not going to vote for you and give you money anymore. This is the understanding of that community. Do you understand what's going on? So Nick Shirley is talking about the daycare centers being empty. Well, Joe Biden created a program that said these daycare centers can get paid based on enrollment, meaning when you and I go to high school, your children can get in trouble for being late or being tardy or not showing up for school. Everybody in America knows about the automatic phone calls that you get. It's in movies, right? Kids try to run home in movies and get the phone call before their parents. Hey, get that phone because your mom's going to know you ditched class today, right? And if your mom finds out you ditched class, you're going to get grounded, right? This phone call goes out on an automatic line. Hey, Perfect Timing Podcast was late to 5th period. Hey, Perfect Timing Podcast did not show up to school today, right? Now, why is this happening, right? Why is this important? Schools have this because the federal funding for public high schools comes from attendance. That's why attendance is so important in high school. You have to take attendance in every class. You have to show up or the school loses money, which is why the principal, truancy officers, and police get involved with underage high school students not showing up to school. They pick you up and take you to school. Why don't they take the kids to prison? Because it's more money to get them in class. You get money to be in jail, but you get more money to be in school. What happened in Minnesota, Minneapolis? Why did Nick Shirley not find students in the classroom? And this was a failure point of the documentary, because in the documentary, he should have explained. I know he wanted to be salacious, but now they're trying to debunk the documentary because he left a couple holes, right? Why were there no children in the daycare center? Well, there was something called an enrollment-based funding created by Joe Biden, where now, unlike high schools, right now, high schools still only get paid based on attendance. But there was a small loophole in Minneapolis, which is why Trump has frozen the funding on all child care centers. Because if you think about what I'm saying, can Joe Biden change the law only for Minnesota, Minneapolis? No. Joe Biden changed the law for all daycare centers nationwide. So when you hear about Trump freezing HHS, freezing $10 billion in daycare funds to everybody, 5 states. So now 5 states, California, New York, have had $10 billion frozen in daycare. Did you know about that? Because the changes that Joe Biden made were not just effective in Minneapolis, they affected all similar daycare programs, which is why we have similar fraud in Ohio, where we have similar Somali communities, and Washington, where we have similar Somali communities, the same type of fraud. So this new enrollment-based program says you can get paid on an automatic basis. In fact, the government encourages, and it said, the wording we read said, the government encourages or requires you to submit to the software that will automatically pay you on a residual basis. So the government wants you to sign up for this program, and the government wants you to buy this software that's going to pay you automatically, and it's going to pay you based on the children that you enroll. So when Nick Shirley showed up and there were no children in attendance, that was actually per the law, and that was in agreement with the current law, because they weren't getting paid on how many children actually attended the Learning Center or Learning Center. If they changed the sign, they were being paid on how many students were enrolled, based on Biden policies that have now been shut down by the Trump administration. There is a deeper meaning to this story. It's more than a Nick Shirley YouTuber becoming famous and having a podcast. It's not about Nick Shirley becoming famous and getting a podcast and other lazy intellectual YouTubers celebrating Nick Shirley like Nick Shirley did something. Yay! He did not do anything. He just made a YouTube video. What we do here is give you facts. The facts behind why there were no children, right? People out there dancing, making rap videos in front of the daycare center. But Nick Shirley didn't explain to the audience why there were no children and how the Learning Center got $1.9 million in 1 year. 1 year, you guys. Since the pandemic, they've gotten millions of dollars. But do you know that one facility where Nick Shirley went, where they misspelled learning, received $2 million? They're still open right now. They're making videos. And no one today still understands why numerous content creators before the viral video kept knocking on daycare centers, and every single daycare center was empty. What we've done to you today is explain why every single daycare center was empty. They were not being paid based on attendance, and there was no double check. There was no double check. There was never attendance ever done, and there never was a verification. Do you know what Trump said? The brand new policy says not only do you have to take attendance, but now you have to submit a photo. They're linking it to voter fraud and voter ID. Right? Because they are linking the fraud that took place in Minnesota, Ohio, and Washington to the voter fraud that occurs with mail-in ballots and when you don't verify a person by ID. So the children in Minneapolis, they never had to actually verify that this face matches this name and they're actually in class this morning. There was no school ID. When you go to school, they take your picture, take your ID. There has to be a face to match it with the name when we take attendance. Now, in the new Trump protocol, every daycare center, just like elementary, just like middle school, just like high school, you're going to have an ID, right? Because the state is going to require photographic proof that this child exists and is alive. Remember Doge? Does anyone remember Doge? This is when you heard about Doge. A lot of people didn't believe in Doge. They didn't understand the policies that Biden created that allow dead people and ghosts to apply for SBA loans, that apply dead people and ghosts to get Social Security benefits, to get welfare, to get money, billions of dollars, like in Minneapolis. Remember Doge said this? Doge said we found millions of people, millions of dollars, not one person, but hundreds of thousands of dead people still receiving Social Security, still receiving food stamps, still receiving welfare, people who don't. Now we understand how and why. These people don't have to exist under Biden policy. They just have to write down a name and say, I enroll Yusef. Yusef is enrolled in the Learning Center. There was no proof that Yusef was 8 years old. Yusef could have been 26. Yusef could have been 26. There was no proof that Yusef was enrolled, that Yusef was a child in school, that Yusef actually attended legally. This is what's so sinister, and why MAGA, and why you need to applaud Trump. Why you need to be thankful that Trump is president, because if we had a Democrat president, the fraud would continue. They would give you another narrative. Think about when it wasn't that long ago. Let's go back. Let's go back. How far back? Back in time. It was 2024. And whatever Biden and Kamala said was the truth. Kamala and Biden said, no, the kids are there. The kids are there. And everyone believed that the kids are there. One early Christmas morning, a white boy, 20 years old, fresh chipper, he walked through the snow and knocked on the door. A rum-tum-tum at the door. No one came. A rum-tum-tum at the door. No one came. Is there children here? The white boy said. Is there children here? A rum-tum-tum at the door. No children were to be found. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If Kamala would have won, you would have gotten more fake news. You would have gotten the narrative that says, like, what has Tim Walz said? Tim Walz has deflected in every interview. He said, this is white supremacy. Why don't we go arrest white men? Why didn't Tim Walz be honest before he had to bow out? Think about it. Before Tim Walz had to bow out, why not be honest about the programs and the welfare, how you expanded welfare? Why don't be honest about enrollment-based funding? Why not be honest about they lied about Tim Walz, instead deflected and said, if you're going to arrest Somalians, there are a lot of white men who commit fraud. I say we focus on the white men. This is Tim Walz. The mayor of Minneapolis stood up at the podium and started to speak Somalis. He didn't even speak English. He started to speak in Somali. He's on an American news network. American taxpayers lost billions of dollars. This is not even like believable, you guys. It's not even like digestible. The realities of this thing is not even digestible. We have a white mayor in Minneapolis. This white man got on stage and started speaking Somalese, but it wasn't Somalian dollars that were stolen. It wasn't Somalian tax. It was American dollars, billions of dollars, American taxpayers lost. Why is the white Minneapolis mayor speaking to everybody in African? This is how and why the fraud took place. So Nick Shirley makes a video. Let me show something. Nick Shirley makes a video, and Nick Shirley goes viral for saying that there's no children in the daycare centers, and these people get paid for having children in the daycare centers. So now people are saying that Nick Shirley's video is debunked because the daycare center is now the trend is now let's make videos of children in the daycare center, but no one is explaining what I've explained to you this morning, why the daycare centers were empty and how it is they made $2 million a year. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? The daycare centers were legally empty. The daycare centers were legally empty based on these Biden programs that Trump have shut down. Now, going forward, this will never happen again. The one thing you can attribute to Nick Shirley is that this will never happen again because Trump shut down the program. This will never happen again because Trump shut down the program, right? So now I want to show you one of the videos we're talking about. This is a video from a TikToker. I guess this TikToker is famous. They say this TikToker got 500,000 subscribers, right? Let's read what it says before we play the video. Let's tee up this video. TikToker with over 500,000 followers wants to know if Nick Shirley has a border up around his house and has security. So I don't know, she must be threatening him. Woman claims he is going to need it after he attempted to expose fraud in Minnesota, claims it was all a lie, misinformation. Due to the fake investigation, parents are left without child care. So she believes that Nick Shirley's video was a fraud. She doesn't know about the enrollment-based funding. And that's Nick Shirley's fault. That's Nick Shirley's fault that he didn't educate the audience about the Biden programs and loopholes that were created and why he just was making a funny video. He's only 23 years old. He didn't do the research and read like me and you did, right? He just wanted to make a funny video and it went viral. I'm happy it went viral because it escalated and Trump shut down these loopholes. But the reason the daycares were empty, young lady, is because there was a loophole that said that Biden gave them, they only got paid based on the students that they enroll. They don't get paid based on attendance.
Nick Shirley, come to the front, baby. You done fucked the entire country over. Is your house boarded up? Y'all peep this shit. Nick Shirley decided that he wanted to make a goofy ass YouTube video that ended up going viral, stating, and I quote, that the Somalis or the Somalian people had something to do with child care fraud. Because of this viral video, weird goofy ass took that shit to fucking heart and decided to freeze all child care funding. Monday morning rolls around and parents are waking up finding out how the fuck are they going to have their children taken care of while they are at work. Nick Shirley, this is the reason why I asked you if your windows and everything was boarded up, because do all of America know that you are the cause of this goofy ass shit, knowing good and goddamn well the whole shit came out to be fake? Yeah.
Let's stop right there because that's the first failure point in the delusion. This is not all about Nick Shirley. The initial fraud, when you first heard about the fraud, it was about Feed Our Future. $250 million fraud. How many people know that? It was not about the daycare centers and Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley was a bandwagon. He was late to the game. By the time Nick Shirley made his video, there were already 75 indictments and 56 convictions. We are at 100 convictions now. When Nick Shirley made his video, Omar had already given an interview about Feed Our Future. When Nick Shirley made his video, we are already in RICO. When Nick Shirley made his video, we had already convicted 56 individuals, 5 of them connected to Ilhan Omar. One of them threw her a party, and one of them was her campaign president. I said one of them worked for Ilhan Omar's campaign. This is how he got the names to do the fraud. How did he fraud the government? He had the names for the people to lie about who he was because he worked for our campaign. This is not conjecture. 5 of the people convicted, we got 80 convictions right now, but when Nick Shirley made his claims Feed Our Future was already going down in flames. Let me bring up the details from Feed Our Future, $250 million fraud. Because she is claiming that Nick Shirley is to blame for this. This is why I say lazy intellectuals. Lazy intellectuals. Excuse me. Because today and yesterday, I've seen a bunch of videos saying, hey, Nick Shirley took down Tim Walz. Put a one in the chat right now. Have you seen these lazy intellectuals on social media saying Nick Shirley took down Tim Walz? It's very lazy. And it is now causing issues in the election year when we need to be focused. This is why you can't listen to everybody who's a bandwagon politics content creator. They make content on politics one day they don't. You know what I'm saying? They talking about relationships one day, they talking about politics the next day. They haven't done any research. They have nothing, they don't have no idea what they're truly talking about. That's why this lady is so confused. Let's get the details from Feed Our $340 million fraud from a nursing home abuse. Right? Debunked, LOL. Thank you. Listen to this. Feed Our Future was a Minnesota-based nonprofit founded in 2016 that sponsors sites under federal child nutrition programs administered by the USDA. During the COVID-19 pandemic, relaxed oversight allowed sponsors like this to claim reimbursement for meals served to children. From 2020 to 20, now listen to this. This is very important. I'm not going to skip over this because it's important. That last sentence is important because it's important who allowed Feed Our Future to feed children. That was Ilhan Omar, who submitted the policy to expand these 501(c)(3)s and give them this permission. Listen to this. You have to know there is a mathematical, methodical way to doing these things. When we do a proper takedown, which Nick Shirley didn't do, this is how you do it. Now listen to this. During the COVID-19 pandemic, relaxed oversight allowed sponsors like this to claim reimbursement for meals served to children. So these new allocations came because of Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. They put forth the policy, and Minnesota's voted it in during the pandemic. These things didn't even exist. And then Ilhan advocating for Somali. This is not her advocating for Americans. This is not her advocating for Minnesotans. She's advocating for Somalian and the Somalian community, and they took advantage based on her suggestion. Now listen. From 2020 to 2022, the organization and its network allegedly defrauded the government of approximately $250 million, listen, by submitting false claims for millions of meals that were never served. I'm gonna read it again. During the pandemic, the Biden administration, and don't forget that Kamala chose Tim Walz as her campaign running mate, and Kamala can never run for office or anything again. Kamala can't run for California. Kamala can't run for president. Kamala can't run for PTA president after what just happened in Minnesota and Tim Walz stepping down. Because every time Kamala Harris steps up to the podium, the number one question from conservative MAGA is going to be, hey, Kamala, did you know? Kamala, did you know? Did you know Tim was stealing $9 billion? Did you know Tim was stealing $9 billion? She can't run for PTA president. Now listen to this. From 2020 to 2022, during the time, now this is why Americans are very sensitive about this topic, because people lost their grandparents, people lost parents, people couldn't visit their grandparents. This was a very, very hard time for Americans, right? We had to stay in the house, we had to separate 6 feet. Now, during this time where Americans went through one of the hardest times in recent history, the Somalian community said, let's steal $9 billion. From 2020 to 2022, the organization and its network allegedly defrauded the government of approximately $250 million by submitting, listen to this, false claims for millions false claims for millions of meals that were served that were never served. So when you read that and then you learn the education that I gave you, okay, so how did they get millions of dollars for millions of meals? Well, they did not have to prove ever that they actually gave out the meals. They just had to show that they enrolled people, and then they put the billing on an automatic basis per the government. Remember, the government said, we suggest, are we going to require you to get automated billing so we can just send out these checks? Because we got this money from Biden and we need to give out this money, but we want to make sure this money comes back to us, the Democrats. So the Democrats created a system where you get this money automated. It's automatic. So buy the software, sign up. You don't have to you don't need a picture ID to prove that you're feeding kids. You don't need to take attendance. All you need to do is say, Yusef is enrolled and I'm going to pay you on a residual basis as long as you get this software that my uncle just created. He's a liberal Democrat too. Listen to this. By submitting false claims for millions of meals that were never served or only a tiny fraction. Prosecutors stated that the defendants claim to have served over 90 million meals. Is that even logistically possible to do in 2 years? It's so much fraud. Can you even serve 90 million? How many lunches are there? Do you know how many people that is? Because we said there's only 80,000 Somalians. So is it possible? There's not millions of Somalians. Is anybody listening to these numbers? Or just people just love the way I look? I know I look good. I know I look good. I look good today. Huh? I know I look good, right? It's the perfect time in podcast. But are you listening to the numbers? I know I look good, but are you listening to the numbers? Is it logistically possible to serve 90 million meals in 2 years? Do you have enough employees? Is there that many people? Is there actually that many people in Minneapolis? Why didn't that stop the money from going out? Why didn't that stop the money from going out? When the numbers got so high, when we know there's only 80,000 people and they start getting 10 million, 20 million meals, shouldn't we start investigating then? How does it get to 90 million meals in 2 years for 50 damn fucking people, y'all? Come on now. That should have stopped it right there. That should have stopped it right there. Let me read this again because it's making me upset because this person is talking about the Nick Shirley is the reason this happened. Nick Shirley is not the reason this happened. Nick Shirley honestly has nothing to do with exposing the fraud in Minnesota. Nick Shirley has nothing to do with me exposing the fraud in Minnesota. Absolutely nothing. This Feed Our Future scandal was hot on the interwebs 2 weeks before Nick Shirley made that damn video. And we had convicted 50 Somalian criminals. 50. That's not no snap in the face. That's not no snap in the face. 50 Somalians had already been convicted when Nick Shirley made that video. Now, they weren't convicted about daycare centers. And this is where the confusion comes in. They weren't convicted about daycare centers. They were convicted about the details I'm reading to you right now. The daycare centers came later. And the daycare centers, I explained to you, they were fraud. They were frauding the government with the daycare centers. But like I said to you yesterday, like the video we played yesterday from the Trump administration, the Biden policies basically backed up a Brinks truck to the daycare centers in Minneapolis and basically facilitated the fraud. This is from the Trump administration. That's not me. I know it sounds very colorful, but the two individuals from Child Care Federal said that Biden policies that we have now shut down basically put a Brinks truck to the back of the daycare center and facilitated Somalian fraud. Now listen to this. Prosecutors stated that defendants claimed to have served over 90 million meals across hundreds of sites, but most funds went to personal enrichment, luxury cars, homes, overseas transfers. We are funding the Somali government rather than food for children. Don't say food for children, say food for American children. because I want it to burn. I want this truth that I'm saying to you this morning to burn. Instead of food for American children, the money went to luxury cars, homes, and overseas transfers. What was shown in the documentary is these local liquor stores that have these money transfer fronts set up all over Minneapolis for these people to send money back overseas. Okay? Now let me I'm gonna play the video, and then while the video plays, I'm gonna bring up the details about the enrollment.
That video that went viral, that you was popping that big shit about the Somalis and everything like that, yeah, turns out to be fucking fake. And now, because of you, American mommies and daddies are suffering right now. So, America, what are we going to do about Nick Shirley? Because of him is the reason why a lot of y'all child care funding has been frozen. And from what I hear, this shit is still frozen. Let me ask you this again, Nick Shirley. Is your house boarded up, or do you have security? Which one do you have, baby? Because you're going to need both.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? And completely wrong. Completely wrong. So let's get into it. Why were the daycare centers empty? Why were the daycare fraud? Let's get into the daycare fraud. Why were the daycare centers empty? Enrollment-based funding. I want to give the audience the details on this. And then I got something else to share with you too about how Trump changed, right? Enrollment in 2024. Listen to this, you guys. A rule, I'm going to share this instead. A 2024 Biden era rule requires states to shift to enrollment-based payments. Providers get paid upfront based on the number of eligible children enrolled on paper rosters, even if children are absent, with advanced payments and less frequent verification. Do you see what I'm reading to you right now? Because she said Nick Shirley was wrong and it's a fraud and it's a lie. I'm reading to you the Biden policy. A 2024 Biden era rule encouraged and even required probably Democratic states to shift to enrollment-based payments. Do you understand? Providers got paid up front before children ever arrived, based on the number of eligible children enrolled from paper rosters, meaning all the Somalians had to do was write on a piece of paper names that the people couldn't even understand and submit it to the government and get paid. Even if children are absent, with advanced payments and less frequent, and they never verify these paper rosters. The goal was to stabilize provider income and reduce administrative burden. The risk: easier to inflate claims by listing ghost children, fake or non-attending enrollments. Now you know why the daycare centers were empty. Huh? Now you know why the daycare centers were empty. Now going back to Feed Our Future. Feed Our Future. This is the pandemic rules. Before the fraud, pre-2022, and especially during COVID-19 pandemic, standard pre-pandemic rules. Reimbursements were based on meals served, with strict requirements including congregate feeding. Children must eat meals on site in group settings. They have to congregate. Sites needed to document actual service and oversight, including reviews of attendance and meal counts. Are you guys listening to this? I'm telling you what was the truth pre-pandemic, and then during the pandemic, not the pandemic when Trump was president, pandemic when Bush was president. Pre-pandemic, so now you know how the fraud occurred. Now listen to this. Pandemic waivers. Now, what did I say to you? Ilhan Omar is the congresswoman who submitted the policy, the bill, to allow for the pandemic waivers. Did you guys know that? Ilhan Omar is the one who submitted the policy for the waiver for her people. She thought the Somalians was hungry. She didn't do it to help Americans. She didn't do it to help Minnesota. Ilhan Omar is the one who, listen, pandemic waiver, 2020 to 2022. Now, remember what I read to you earlier. This is how the fraud occurred. The USDA issued nationwide waivers under the Family First Coronavirus Response Act to allow non-congregate feeding because we had to separate by 6 feet. Meals could be picked up or distributed off-site, e.g. grab and go or in bulk. Relaxed era eligibility, meal pattern requirements, and monitoring. No on-site consumption required, making verification harder. This enabled massive claims. Feeding Our Future went from $3.4 million in reimbursements in 2019 to nearly $200 million by 2021 by claiming millions of meals via fake rosters and sites exploiting the lack of on-site verification. You don't get this information anywhere else. You don't get this breakdown anywhere else. Let's go, MAGA. Let's go, MAGA. And like I said, logistically wasn't even possible for Feeding Our Future to go from 3 million to 200 million. I'm not saying, do you guys know what logistically mean? Did they have enough kitchens? Did they have enough staff to actually administer that many meals? That would have flagged it for me. I'm a CEO. I'm a business owner. And if you can tell by my vocabulary, vernacular, that is spectacular, I understand logistics on a high level. So my question would have been, number one, hey, there's a lot of meals going to Minnesota. Those meals are going to go bad if they don't have enough employees to distribute them. Not only do they have enough people to actually consume the meals, but if they don't have the proper receiving facility, as I'm going to send them 10,000 meals today, they got 30,000 coming tomorrow. What the fuck are they going to do with 10,000 lunches? How are they going to distribute them? They claim, see, and listen to what I said. Listen again, listen to this. 100 fake sites. By claiming millions of meals via fake rosters and sites. So they said they had multiple sites, so they're sending meals. I don't care how many sites you claim to have. I don't even care because the law says you don't got to tell me how many children. Tell me how many employees you have. Tell me Feeding Our Future. How many employees? Look, Biden said y'all could claim the roster. Okay, I get it. But I'm the boss. So tell me how many employees that you have, because if you don't have enough employees to facilitate the feeding of 10,000 meals, I don't give a fuck how many kids are there. I'm not sending the meals because they're going to go bad. They're going to go bad. Now, you guys, they got the money. What happened to the food? How many meals was it that I said? Didn't I say earlier 90 million meals? I'm looking at it right now. 90 million meals. We're reading it together. 90 million lunches. What happened to that food? Because I know hungry people. Does anybody know what hungry people are? I know some hungry people. So we're talking about $9 billion of taxpayer money that was stolen by the Somalian community, that was facilitated by democratic programs. But what happened to the damn food? 90 million meals, and we got starving, homeless Americans and veterans on the street under the freeway? There's so much not being talked about. There's so much not being talked about. There's so much not being talked about. This is how we get here. 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 Let's listen to it again. This is how we get here.
Nick Shirley, come to the front, baby. You done fucked the entire country over. Is your house boarded up? Y'all peep this shit. Nick Shirley decided that he wanted to make a goofy ass YouTube video that ended up going viral, stating, and I quote, that the Somalis or the Somalian people had something to do with child care fraud. Because of this viral video, we and goofy ass took that shit to fucking heart and decided to freeze all child care funding. Monday morning rolls around, and parents are waking up finding out how the fuck are they going to have their children taken care of while they are at work. Nick Shirley, this is the reason why I asked you if your windows and everything was boarded up, because do all of America know that you are the cause of this goofy ass shit, knowing good and goddamn well the whole shit came out to be fake? Yeah, that video that went viral, that you was popping that big shit about the Somalis and everything like that, yeah, turns out to be fucking fake. And now, because of you, American mommies and daddies are suffering right now. So, America.
So let's talk about what's really going on. Let's talk about what's really going on, y'all. Let's talk about what's really going on, y'all. Let me tell the people what really happened January 5th. What really happened January 5th? Let's educate the TikTokers. She got 500,000 followers, y'all. She got 500,000 followers. You can't make this up. She got 500,000 followers that listen to her. Let's talk about what really happened January 5th due to the Nick Shirley video. On January 5th, the U.S. Department of Health and Services, HHS, under Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced the recession of key provisions from the 2024 Biden-era rule governing Child Care and Development Fund, CCDF. See, this ain't a TikTok video today, you guys. That ain't what we do here. Double tap the like button. This ain't a TikTok video. We giving out real facts, man. Real facts. This federal program provides billions in subsidies to states for low-income families and childcare. The Trump administration described these provisions as loopholes that increase fraud risk, particularly amid ongoing investigations into, guess what? What does it say, y'all? Ghost daycare schemes in Minnesota and similar allegations elsewhere. Key change. Stop enrollment-based funding requirements. Remember where you learned that. Remember where you learned how and why this happened. And Trump already shut it down because he's the greatest president. Trump already closed the loophole. While everybody's making TikTok videos, they don't even really know the policy. They don't even really know what's happening, but you do because you here. Double tap at the like button. Double tap, like, share, subscribe, share with a like-minded person. You know what's happening because you're at the right place at the right time. Perfect time to podcast. Key changes. Stopping enrollment-based funding requirements. Biden-era rule mandated states to pay providers based on enrollment, paper rosters of children rather than verifying daily attendance. Do you hear that? Biden-era required paper rosters rather than verifying daily attendance. Issue prospective advance payments. They gave them money in advance. The Leering Center $1.9 million in 1 year. They never even fixed the damn sign. Before services were delivered or attendance confirmed, prioritize grants and contracts over parent vouchers in some cases. So it prioritized these fraudulent 501(c)(3)s, these help programs. It prioritized them over American citizens. Imagine how it had to feel in Minneapolis and Minnesota, just being an everyday American, and you don't have like a desire to steal from the government, and you don't have like a 501(c)(3), but you maybe got laid off from your job and you just need a little bit of help, and you get put to the side. Listen, you guys, just imagine being a regular everyday Minneapolis. And I'm not saying race, color, creed, or sex, and you just an everyday American, and you got laid off. You need a little bit of help, and the law that Biden created said you come second. You come second. This aimed to stabilize provider income and reduce burdens, but was criticized for enabling fraud. Trump administration action effective, proposed immediately, full after comment period. Rescinds the mandate. Trump rescinds the mandate for enrollment-based and prospective payments. Remember yesterday we talked about Obamacare, the ACA expiring? Remember yesterday I said to you, what did you actually get from Obama? Hope and change. First, when he ran for president, he promised you free health care. That was the hope and change, but then you didn't get it, right? He said every major country has free health care. Israel, that's how they get you mad, right? They say Israel has free health care and you don't. That's how they get you mad. So everybody voted for Obama because they thought they would get something for free. Just like in New York, they voted for Sarani Mordani the Morani because they thought they would get something for free. And they didn't even ask how it would get paid for. They said, oh, I want free health care. I want free buses. I want free. Obama says, you can have free health care. Then he gets in office. Oh, shit, I can't do it. I can't give you free health care. What about single payer, everybody? What about the single payer option? What about the single payer? Obama, Wakanda, Black Panther, can you give us single payer? Oh, shit, I can't do it. So no free health care, no single payer. What did you get? This is a real conversation. This is a real what did you get with your hope and change? You got bumper stickers, you got t-shirts, you got, I am so in love with you. Yeah, you got Barack Obama, the Wakanda mama. You got all of that. But what did you get in policy? The minimum wage stopped going up in 2008 when Barack Obama took office. What did you actually get in the ACA, Affordable Care Act, and Obamacare? I'm saying this for a reason. So you didn't get free health care. You didn't get single payer option. You know what you got? You got a mandate. And you know what's so funny to Republicans and MAGA is you guys don't remember the mandate. And the Democrats keep expanding government at the same time saying Donald Trump is authoritarian, Donald Trump is draconian, but they keep giving out mandates, taking away freedoms. Gavin Newsom got 800 brand new laws. Biden with a mandate. Does you understand what a mandate is? A mandate takes away your freedom. A mandate gives you less freedom. And it seems like the Democrats are always the ones creating mandates. Oh, you got to wear a mask. It's a mandate. You got to stay 6 feet. It's a mandate. Less freedom. You can't say this. It's a mandate. You can't insult this person. It's a mandate. So Obamacare was a promise of hope and change. You were supposed to get something for free. Instead, they screwed you and they expanded government and took away your freedom and mandated you. Do you know what mandate means, right? Everybody know what mandate means? It means legally forcing you to do something as a free citizen of the freest country in the world. Why would the Democrats who are supposed to be for freedom do that? Why would the Democrats who are supposed to be for freedom do that? Why would the Democrats who are supposed to be for freedom not give me free health care, not give me single payer, and instead give me a damn mandate? And America goes to sleep. Sleepy Joe. We don't even know what a damn mandate is. Some of the young people in the chat who be trolling, they don't even remember when Obama was elected. They don't remember or know what the fuck we're talking about right now. They just want to troll. They don't remember what the fuck we're talking about. Legally mandated, or you were penalized. They took away your tax return. Thank God Trump became president because he took away the mandate. But guess what? Trump is doing it again with the Somali fraud that Biden mandated. Trump just took away another mandate. Can we get some props for Trump? Trump just took away another mandate. They mandated you to have health care. Legally, your grandfather didn't have to go to the hospital. They mandated you to have health care. And then said if you didn't get it, and this is what Obama said. Obama's slick ass. I am so in love with you. He's singing to you the whole time. He hustling you. Oh, you know I love you, America. Can't give you free health care, but I love you. Can't give you single payer, but I love you. But we can make the medical insurance companies trillions of dollars by a mandate. When Trump said The insurance companies made trillions. No one ever said, well, Trump, how did they make trillions? Because Obama created a mandate. He said the only way we could do the Affordable Care Act is if we create a law. What the fuck? Yeah, the only way we could do the Affordable Care Act is if we create a law. What? Yeah, that law. Follow me, people. Don't you love me? I'm Barack Obama, the Black Prince of Wakanda. Believe me, hope and change. Believe everything I say. Now, I'm going to give you what I promised you. I'm going to give you what you wanted. I'm going to give it to you. Bend over. I'm going to give it to you right now. You're going to get a mandate. The only way the insurance companies will do the deal. I didn't know the insurance companies were fucking Congress. I didn't know the insurance companies were fucking senators. I thought the insurance companies were private fucking companies. Why the insurance companies involved with the fucking healthcare bill? Fuck the insurance companies. Fuck them in their ass. Why is the insurance companies involved? It's between the people and Congress. What the fuck you talking about insurance companies, Obama? What the fuck? Well, the insurance company. What the fuck the insurance companies got to do with Obamacare? Get them the fuck out the room. Get them the fuck out the room. Well, the insurance companies say the only way we could do the Affordable Care Act is if we do a mandate, and then they'll go for it. What the fuck? And no one said anything. We just bought this bullshit. Hope and change. Hope and change. Hope and change. Black president. It's a blackity black. And we bought the shit. We bought the shit. Insurance companies ain't supposed to be involved. And we bought the shit. And instead of getting anything you promised, you got a mandate. And then Biden comes back, creates another mandate. And now listen to this. Let's read it. Let's read to Trump dispelling the mandate. Once again, Trump putting it down. Because y'all hear about the fraud. Y'all don't know the fraud is dead. Y'all don't know the see, she made that TikTok video. She's upset because they can't sell their food stamps no more. How many people know that's why they're mad? How many people know that's why they're mad? They can't sell their food stamps no more. Huh? Trump rescinds the mandate for enrollment-based prospective payments, restores attendance-based billing. Y'all hear this? Restores attendance-based billing. States can now require payments only after verifying actual child attendance. Clap it up, y'all. So them Somali daycare centers is going to start closing and closing because it's not going to be profitable. It's not going to be profitable. They will not get paid in advance. They will not get paid on enrollments. They will only get paid for physical bodies in chairs. And I believe there's a photo requirement. It requires states to now require payments only after verifying actual child attendance. Listen, via records, receipts, or drum roll, please. Photo. That's like voter ID. It makes sense now. As you think about voter ID, and we talk about voter ID, and Trump's push for voter ID, and you look at the $9 billion fraud, not just in Minneapolis, but Ohio, not just in Ohio. Citizens journalists probe empty Somalian education centers amid $42 million funding questions. Citizen journalists in Ohio visited addresses of Somali-run education and resource centers, including SERC, which IRS filings show received $14.3 million in 1 year. And people want to know why we fired up over here on MAGA. $14 million in 1 year. And people want to know why we fired up. This is why we fired up. 14.3 million in 2021 revenue, mostly from federal grants, but reported low expenses. State officials suspended SERC payments in June 2025 after finding overstated meal claims. That's why I say Nick Shirley didn't have nothing to do with this. He just getting on the bandwagon. This goes back to June, you guys. While Governor DeWine highlighted safeguards like attendance-based payments. Who just taught you about that? Who just taught you about that, baby? Who just taught you about attendance? Who is teaching you this morning? Who is teaching you this morning? Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. You watching the #1 podcast, back at it like a crack addict, automatic like a phonematic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2026 won't last, so we're going to get this done real fast. I just taught you about that. Now you can follow the story. Some people just be presenting you stuff, don't tee it up, don't allow you to follow the story. Let's go, baby. After finding overstated meal claims, while Governor DeWine highlighted safeguards like attendant-based payments and unannounced visits, fielding 124 fraud tips last year. Tensions rose with confrontations at daycares like Juba. So now the governor, isn't this funny? Nick Shirley goes to the daycare center. People get upset. Then the fraud gets exposed. Now the governor says we should have pop-up visits. But don't they have that at regular schools? Now the governor says we should have pop-up visits where they don't know we're coming and we can verify they're doing what we're paying them to do. I thought they always did that. That's called verification. That's called management. Isn't that called management? So now you're gonna for last week, Nick Shirley was getting eviscerated. Some people even said Nick Shirley should get charged with the crime. Now the governor is saying we should administer pop-up visits because it's the only way to verify that they're doing what we pay them to do. Don't they do that at regular educational places? Pop up and see if the kids are actually learning? Come on, you guys. Where reporters face shoves and officials urge tips over confrontations amid for deeper probes. Stop everything and watch this. A Democrat makes the mistake of claiming Somalis are strengthening Minnesota. Representative Brandon Gill goes off brutally exposing the taxpayer drain they really are. Do you know how many Somalis on food stamps? I want to know in the chat. Do y'all know? I'm gonna cover that up. Do y'all know how many Somalians are on food stamps? Does anybody know in the chat? Because there's a lot of people saying some very mean and cruel things in the chat. Do anybody know? Let's go to the tape.
The number is 18%. That's quite an astounding difference. I think we would agree.
Can I answer the question, please?
Let me ask you one more, and then we can, Mr. Balu. Again, thank you for being here. Let me ask you, does large-scale Somali immigration make Minnesota stronger or weaker?
Certainly stronger.
Certainly stronger. Do you know what percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on food stamps?
No.
54%. Do you know what that number is for native Minnesota-headed households?
Well, to be clear, a majority of the...
It's 7%. There's a big difference between 54% and 7%, is there not?
Excuse me, sir, could I answer the question?
Let me move on. We've got a lot of questions here. What percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on Medicaid?
I don't know.
It's 73%. Do you know what that number is for Minnesota native households?
Again, you're using the phrase Minnesota native households, but the majority...
The number is 18%. That's quite an astounding difference. I think we would agree.
Can I answer the question, please?
Let me ask you one more, and then we can go on to that. What percentage of Somali-headed households are on welfare in general?
I don't know.
It's 81%. What about, let me just ask you, after 10 years of being in the United States, what percentage of Somali immigrant households continue to be on welfare?
I don't know.
The number is 78%. So even after 10 years, 78% of Somali immigrant households continue to be on welfare. Do you know what that number is?
Do you understand that? How many people understand these facts? I don't think, I watch a lot of YouTube. I do a lot of research. You guys are missing a lot. I want to say W chat. Can I get some W's in the chat? Because my chat is on top of it. My chat is one of the most intellectually savvy chats on YouTube. If you come here, show some respect because you want to be a part of this chat. You want to be a part of this channel because it's not just the host who knows what's going on. My chat room has been doing their research and they knew those numbers off the top of their head. Shout out to Mike Hurd. What's up with Mike? Shout out to my best friend in high school, White Mike. How many people had a white Mike in high school? Huh? That's my brother Mike right there. Black Mike, White Mike. Shout out to all of you watching. I love you. Thank you. double tap. Let's get back to the video. I just wanted to point that out, how spectacular my chat room is, and give you y'all props. Y'all deserve y'all props this morning.
Mr. Balu, again, thank you for being here. Let me ask you, does large-scale Somali immigration make Minnesota stronger or weaker?
Certainly stronger.
Certainly stronger. Do you know what percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on food stamps?
No.
54%. Do you know what that number is for native Minnesota-headed households?
Well, to be clear, a majority of the
It's 7%. There's a big difference between 54% and 7%, is there not?
Excuse me, sir. Could I answer the question?
Let me move on. We've got a lot of questions here. What percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on Medicaid?
I don't know.
It's 73%. Do you know what that number is for Minnesota native households?
Again, you're using the phrase Minnesota native households, but the majority.
The number is 18%. That's quite an astounding difference. I think we would agree.
Can I answer the question, please?
Let me ask you one more, and then we can go on to that. What percentage of Somali-headed households are on welfare in general?
I don't know.
It's 81%. What about, let me just ask you, after 10 years of being in the United States, what percentage of Somali immigrant households continue to be on welfare?
I don't know.
The number is 78%.
So right there, do you know that's welfare fraud? Does everybody understand you can't be on welfare forever? That's why we voted for Trump in the big, beautiful bill. So that if you do the math, if 80% were on welfare when they came here and they're 80% on welfare after 10 years, that means everybody's still on welfare for 10 years. You can't be on welfare for 10 years. In states like Texas, you get 2 years. You get 2 years, you can get on welfare every 3 years, and you have to pay the money back. There's no red state that allows you to stay indefinitely on welfare. We stopped the welfare queens back in the 80s. There used to be welfare queens who continued to have money and stayed on welfare for their entire life. We ended that. And with Doge and then shrinking the entitlements, especially after the pandemic, and you see all this fraud in the pandemic, why is we shrinking the entitlements? We don't have the money to pay lifetime welfare. It's because we're in a recovery. We had a moratorium for 2 years on rent, PG&E, building, and everything. So there is no lifetime welfare. I know a lot of people are listening and you're upset 80% on welfare. That makes no sense. What I hear is 80% on welfare indefinitely. That's criminal, you guys. 80% on welfare indefinitely is criminal. That is beyond sad or lazy. We are now talking about fraud. That is welfare fraud, right? That is beyond sad. That is beyond lazy. 80% on welfare for an extended amount of time is fraud. You just can't come to our country, say you were starving in Africa. We give you a visa. We bring you to our country, the land of milk and honey. I can't even give a homeless person a fucking cheeseburger. If I try to give a homeless person my leftover double cheeseburger, he'll fucking cuss me out. But you come to America and you need food. After 10 years, you still need food. 90 million meals. 90 million meals. You can reach me by railway. You can reach me by aeroplane. I don't care how you get here, just 90 million meals. 90 million meals. 90 million meals. Let's listen to the video. 90 million meals, y'all, in a year. It's like it's like the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. You know, we never heard about the fucking 1,000 bottles again. 1,000 fucking bottles. 1,000 fucking bottles. It shook the world. 1,000? How do you even house 1,000 fucking bottles of baby oil? Everybody at home in their mind, we just thinking in a cartoon like, holy shit, was it mirrors? Was it like multiple? You know, they got those new shelves. I want to get some for behind me. You know, those floating shelves. I could put my Funko Pops. Was it a bunch of floating shelves? Was it big bottles of baby oil? What kind of baby oil? Was it the J&J? Was it scented baby? Was it lavender? My favorite is lavender. Was it jasmine baby oil? 1,000? 1,000. Did you count the 1,000? Did you touch the bottle? Did you wear gloves? How did you know it was 1,000? Were they in the boxes? Were they hung up? Were they open? Were they used? 1,000 bottles of beer on the wall? 1,000 bottles of beer. You take one down and pass it around. 1,000 bottles of baby oil on the wall. 1,000? 1,000?
So even after 10 years, 78% of Somali immigrant households continue to be on welfare. Do you know what that number is for native Minnesota-headed households?
Again, you're using the phrase-
non-Somali immigrant-headed households.
If I can just answer the question, when you're using the phrase native Minnesotans, the majority of Somali Minnesotans are as Minnesotan as any of us. They were born in the United States. It's only 8,000 of the 108,000 Somali.
Nevertheless, the welfare usage is astoundingly different. Let me ask you again, does that make Minnesota stronger or weaker?
Again, I'd like the opportunity to answer the question here.
Go for
so, again, the majority of Somali Minnesotans are born in the United States, as I understand it.
Okay, well, what percentage of working age Somalians who have been in the U.S. for 10 years or more, how many of them speak English very well?
Wow.
I don't know.
About half.
Wow. Half.
The answer is about half. That seems pretty low, doesn't it?
Again,
do you hear that? That is another criminal thing. So he said, of all of these, now think about this. They stole $9 billion. They're very clannish. They don't function with other Americans. They've been here for years. This is what I say when I hear about the Somalians who haven't become citizens. They want to keep their dual citizenship. They have like passports. So that's why they don't speak English. So he said, of all of these people who are here, how many of them speak English good? He said only 50%. Only 50%. Only 50%. Can't make this up, man. Now, what we talking about right now? What we talking about right now is the fraud is not centralized. Oh, this is a great story right here. This is a great story. I got to play that next. But what we're talking about right now is the fraud is not centralized to Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? What I'm sharing with you now is that there are investigations in Ohio, right? This report is about Ohio citizen journalist probe empty Somali education centers amid $42 million funding questions. So we did today, we broke down enrollment-based funding, the changes Trump made due to the Minneapolis daycare fraud. But now I am going deeper into the story, right? And showing, because my chat said yesterday, I felt like some people in my chat was kind of upset, right? Like some people in my chat was like, man, you got to talk about Washington. You got to talk about Ohio, right? So I heard you. W chat. The fraud is not centralized. And my chat wanted me to make sure I cover Washington and Ohio. This is for my chat who told me about Ohio. So here you go, baby. Citizen journalists in Ohio visited addresses of Somali-run education and resource centers, including CERC, which IRS filings show received $14 million in 2021, 1 year, you guys. Remember, the Leary Center got $2 million in 1 year. Some of these numbers may sound exaggerated unless you listen to my podcast and you learn about the loopholes in the automated billing system that generated such payments. They got paid in advance. They got paid. Not only did they get $14 million in 1 year, because you got to say, they got paid on an automatic system from software created by the government, and they got paid in advance. That's how you get this high numbers. How do you get $9 billion in fraud? How do you get $250 million in 2 years? Well, it's on a computerized automated system, and we're paying them in advance. You know how the cable, who got Comcast? You know how Comcast bill you for a month and a half and bill you imagine getting a paycheck like that, bro. Imagine getting your paycheck in the fashion that Comcast bills people. Comcast bill you, then they bill you, then they bill you, then they bill you, right? Imagine getting paid like that for a whole year. Were you getting paid 3 months in advance, 3 months in advance? They done damn near paid you for the whole year in the first quarter. In the first quarter of the year, you've already received nearly the payments for the entire year. That's also how the money goes like water, because you're not giving the money on an incremental basis. So let's say they got $2 million in 1 year. According to what we're reading and learning today, potentially they received most of that $2 million before the year was even up. Let's keep reading. CERC payments in June 2025 after finding overstated meal claims. Okay, let me read that again. State officials suspended CERC payments in June 2025 after finding overstated meal claims, while Governor DeWine highlighted safeguards like attendance-based payments that we just learned about and unannounced visits. So Nick Shirley has been vindicated by Governor DeWine. Everybody put that in the chat. Everybody, Nick Shirley has been vindicated by Governor DeWine, who says the Nick Shirley pop-ups are not only good, but he's going to start implementing them in Ohio. Did you guys hear that? The governor agrees with the pop-up style interviews that Nick Shirley conducted, so much so he's going to implement them in Ohio. Why? To ensure that they're doing what we're paying them for. Let's read it again. These are the new safeguards that the governor of Ohio wants to institute. He wants to stop the enrollment based, right? And he says unannounced visits. Unannounced visits. Ain't that what Nick Shirley did? These unannounced visits fielded 124 fraud tips. Tensions rose and confrontations at daycares. Let's go to this other video I want to show you.
Mr. Balu, again, thank you for being here.
It's a powerful video right here. Let's tee up this video. It was just confirmed before Congress that 1,000 credible Minnesota whistleblowers, including Democrat employees of Tim Walz, are running an account on X that were ignored and intimidated, so they used the power of X to expose it all. Again, not Nick Shirley. Again, not Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is vindicated because it's not his story. Turns out there was 1,000 whistleblowers. Let's go to the video. 1,000 whistleblowers.
That the most severe ones was that they would be fired with cause, so they couldn't have unemployment insurance, that they would be blacklisted from all state agencies, and I bet that it's also Hennepin County and Ramsey County, as you know, those are Democrat run.
Working on this issue for years. Working on this issue for years. You've spoken to the whistleblowers personally. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You have an understanding that 1,000 whistleblowers running an account on X have come forward to expose fraud in Minnesota state agencies, and they have been entirely ignored by Tim Walz and have even been retaliated against. Is that accurate?
That is correct. Even this morning, I got another message.
Well, in your experience, are their claims credible, or are they politically motivated against Walz?
They're completely credible, not politically motivated.
In fact, many of these are Walz administration employees, correct?
They are actually Democrats as well.
Can you quickly give us one example of the retaliation these folks have been facing?
Yes, I can. In my opening statement, I mentioned that the most severe ones was that they would be fired with cause, so they couldn't have unemployment insurance, that they would be blacklisted from all state agencies, and I bet that it's also Hennepin County and Ramsey County, as you know, those are Democrat run, and much more.
Based on what you've learned, Representative, over the last several years, do you have any doubt that Governor Tim Walz knew about this fraud as it was occurring?
He absolutely knew that it was occurring.
Wow.
Let me ask you, does large-scale Somali immigration make Minnesota stronger or weaker?
Absolutely knew. He absolutely
Certainly stronger.
Certainly stronger. Do you know what percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on food stamps?
No.
54%.
You can't stop this stuff, man.
Do you know what that number is for native Minnesota-headed households?
He absolutely knew this was occurring. It's the first time you heard that. It's the first time you heard, did he know this was occurring? He absolutely knew. So turns out they had whistleblowers. Over 1,000 people, Democrats included, saw the fraud. But did you guys know that a judge actually stopped payments in Minnesota, and Governor Tim Walz fired the payments back up because he thought that they were trying to stop money from getting to his constituents? Somebody in the chat said that they were doing this with the money. Yeah, did you guys know that a judge stopped the payments and then they fired the payments back up? They got stopped for fraud and they fired the payments back up because Tim Walz said, "You trying to be racist. You're trying to take money from the black people. So they fired the payments back up without proper investigation. They fired the payments back up without proper investigation. Now come to find out, we had whistleblowers, and Tim Walz was retaliating against the people. And the only reason we learned about it is because Donald Trump administration, I promise you, if he had become president, this would have been buried. You never would have found out the true narrative of what happened. If he would have became president, this would have been buried. So I did hear, did you guys hear it was an ICE involved shooting?
Get seriously injured or killed.
The video was buffering like crazy.
I am increasingly concerned because of the...
So I let's go to this story. I guess there was an ICE involved shooting. I did see that earlier. And this looks like the Minnesota, the Minnesota mayor. And it looked like he wants to speak about the ICE shooting. Let's take a look at it. Let's listen to what he got to say. It's a pretty horrible video. I might have to find another video. Let's see.
I am increasingly concerned because of the chaos that is being caused by these ICE agents, that somebody is gonna get seriously injured or killed. Somebody is gonna get seriously injured or killed. And whether that is an ICE agent or a community member, we all know the tinderbox that could explode because of it. We all know that the federal government is looking for reasons to deploy more and more people to Minneapolis and blue cities around the country. We all know that we cannot afford to lose a single Minneapolis resident because they showed up and decided to protect their neighbors, because they showed up and decided to express their constitutional right to free speech. And so that concern is deep. It is held, by the way, not just by me and our residents and the people who are standing up behind me. The concern about getting somebody killed is also held by our police officers.
So let's read. That was Mayor, and you see Tim Walz behind him, right? You see Tim Walz behind him. So it says, I am
increasingly concerned because of the chaos that is being caused.
Is Mayor Jacob Fry, I am aware of a shooting involving an ICE agent at 34th Street in Portland. The presence of federal immigration enforcement agents is causing chaos in our city. We're demanding ICE to leave the city immediately. We stand rock solid with our immigrant and refugee communities. And this is a witness account of the shooting this morning. Let's read the witness account, and then we're going to look up and see what we can find. A witness Wednesday shooting. A witness to Wednesday shooting in South Minneapolis told NPR News that she saw a federal agent shoot a woman several times. Emily Healer lives near 33rd in Portland and said she woke up to a commotion outside her home. She said she saw a car blocking traffic on Portland Avenue that appeared to be part of a protest against federal law enforcement operations. That's illegal, by the way. That is illegal, by the way. She was trying to turn around. Y'all following me? We're going to get some more on this shooting. This is breaking news. There's breaking news. So this is the result of the fraud. I disagree with Mayor Jacob Fry. The ICE agents are not there to go after American citizens. Yesterday, what did we talk about, you guys? We said, how do you know? I said, how does ICE know where to go? And then I gave you the details, and then I followed it up with the receipts. I said there's something called a self-deport order. Yesterday, Kristi Noem was in town, and they arrested an Ecuadorian, a person who was suspected for a murder. And I said, how did they know where to go? They knew his address. They're not doing detective investigations. They're not showing up in Minneapolis, going to the mall and just arresting brown people. They actually know addresses. They have pictures, they have names, and they're going to these locations. The funny thing is, this is what's funny about what's not being said by Mayor Jacob Fry. What's funny is how relaxed these criminal immigrants are, because when ICE showed up to that man's home, he knows he's suspected of murder, he knows he's not supposed to be in this country, he was literally at the address that ICE had. ICE had a picture, ICE had an address, ICE knocked on the door. It was not even violent. It wasn't even violent. What I'm wondering as I watch the video is, why are you still here? That's how relaxed they are. They don't believe that no one is going to ever come arrest them. Someone in the chat said earlier that Biden is the one who put a $25 million bounty on Maduro. Biden sanctioned those tanker ships. Biden just never finished the job. So what is ICE doing? So Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro. Biden sanctioned the oil ships. You know what else Biden administration did? Biden administration arrested a lot of the people who came across the border when they committed a crime and then issued them orders to go back home. But Biden never arrested them and made them go home. That's why ICE is so successful. 3,000 arrests in 3 days. How do you arrest thousands of people in a matter of days? They know where to go. They know where to go. So it says here, Emily Hiller lives near 33rd in Portland, and she says she woke up to a commotion outside her home. She says she saw a car blocking traffic. Now, what did I tell you? I played a video from Pam Bondi. I played videos from Christy Noam. If you get in the way of ICE, Pam Bondi said that is prohibiting a federal officer from doing their job. And remember when I said this, Mike, remember I said this months ago. I said, if you interfere with ICE, those are feds. You are going to get arrested and charged with a federal crime. You're not going to see a local judge. You're going to see a federal judge. And when you get convicted, you're not going to go to a local prison. You're going to go to a federal penitentiary. Mike, remember when I said that? Then Pam Bondi comes out and says, hey, if you interfere with ICE agents, I'm going to charge you federally. Does everybody know what that means? That means you will be charged by federal charges, federal judge, federal prison. No one on a local level will be able to stop me or help you, right? They will arrest you. So listen, they said they saw somebody blocking traffic, and this appeared to be part of a protest of a federal law enforcement agency. That's illegal. Heller said she heard ICE agents telling the driver, a woman, to get out of here. She was trying to turn around, and the ICE agent was in front of her car, and he pulled out a gun and put it right in like his midriff was on her bumper. And he reached across the hood of the car, shot her in the face like 3 or 4 times, Heller said. Heller said it appeared that the woman accelerated and it traveled about 100 feet before striking a utility pole and some other vehicles. She could be seen slumped over inside the car. Right now, breaking news, we are reporting there was an ICE-involved shooting in Minneapolis. This is the reports. Numerous law enforcement officers are on the scene in central Minneapolis after witness reported that a woman was shot in the face attempting to flee ICE. Large crowds and protesters are starting to gather outside of the scene. Let's go to the scene of the crime right now. You're watching Perfect Timing Podcast. All my fans, all my people, put it in the chat, man. Jesus Christ. We are right now. Oh, wow.
Stay back behind the line.
Just to tee up the video, we are in Minneapolis. There has been an ICE-involved shooting. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. You are watching the Perfect Timing Podcast. I thank you all for watching. Thank you for tuning in and being here. Let's get to the details of this. God bless the victim. God bless Trump and the federal ICE agents. You know, I heard something the other day from a pastor, and he said, I don't know if I agree with everything Trump is doing, but these men have a job, and a job is a job. And he said, I would never interfere with another man while he was doing his job to feed his family. That's what I said the whole time. That's what I said the whole time, that the federal agents have a job. Let's go to the video.
Yeah, I know, man. I get you guys. I get why you guys are mad. We'll do something why you guys are mad. We're out here doing something. Don't talk about it. Officer fucking reasonable. Officer reasonable. If you guys can just get back to 33rd,
Jesus Christ.
stay back on the line.
Flying by me, so I'm like, something's happening over here. So.
And what did you
I'm
see
just
exactly
shaking.
yourself?
I didn't witness, but I talked to several people that witnessed it, and they heard the gunshot. And the one guy said that they reached for her door handle, and then she took off, and then he shot her through the windshield and shot her in the face. So they're taking her on the corner there by ambulance right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
The sidewalk, she owns this. This is on
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news right now. ICE involved shooting in Minneapolis. So we talking about the fraud. Ain't that funny how God works in mysterious ways? We talking about the fraud, the downstream effects of the fraud, and now it's led to someone being shot. Because of the fraud, $9 billion is not a little bit of money. Somebody said $100 billion. So Trump is there. We had a lot of people complaining last week. Hey, Trump, do something about the fraud. Hey, Trump, do something about the fraud. So Trump is there arresting criminals, stopping the fraud. I just read to you this morning that he closed loopholes, right? In an effort to stop the fraud, to stop the theft, some libtard blocked the feds. Listen to this. Some libtard blocked the feds and then tried to run over a police officer. Now, how many people, I've seen this happen so many times. Women after the club, women think that a police officer is not going to subdue them. I see this a lot. Women get drunk, get in their car. I've seen women try to run over police officers, run over people after the club. This happens too many times that we don't talk about it. So this is a woman, and she tries to run over a police officer. And everybody knows that a car is a weapon. A car is a weapon. Remember in that murder in Mississippi where those white guys murdered that black guy and they got found guilty? One of the reasons why they got found guilty is they said that they used the trucks as a weapon. They said they pinned him off. They triangulated him. There were 3 trucks and they made it so he couldn't get away. And they said the trucks were as a weapon. I've been in altercations before where the DA will say the truck or the car is a weapon. A car can be used, like prosecuted as like a gun. They can say, oh, the person used the car like a gun. So let's see if we can get some more details on what happened in this ICE shooting in Minneapolis. Let's see what else they got. A judge has ordered the leader of a $250 million Somali welfare fraud scandal, Amy Brock, to forfeit her purse, her Porsche, and other luxury goods. Well, it's about time. It's about time. Tim Walz has zero public appearances today and still hasn't commented on yesterday's audit. Let me see what I can find on the shooting. Let me see what I can find on the shooting. Let me see what I can find on ICE involved shooting. Y'all know, anybody got any more details? Let me see if I can find something on the ICE involved. Dude, I might even have something. I might even have something on it. Because I'll do a lot of and it ain't even coming up. ICE. It ain't even coming up. Let's see what we got, y'all. Double tap at the like button. Women shot and killed. Okay, we got something coming up, right? ICE agent kills woman during Minneapolis immigration, y'all. Okay, so we got some details on it. We running with the story right now. Double tap at the like button. She tried to run away. Let's get into it. Let's get into it right now. Let's get into it. ICE agents kill woman during Minneapolis immigration raid. The shooting happened around 10:45 a.m. today, Wednesday, near East 34th Street and Portland Avenue during a targeted ICE raid. Videos show the SUV reversing briefly before an agent shot the driver, who crashed and died from head wounds at Heaping County Medical Center. DHS calls it self-defense against a driver who weaponized her vehicle. Didn't I say that? Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? The car could be a weapon. The car could be a weapon. That's what I said. I've seen this in real life. Self-defense against a driver who weaponized her vehicle. While Mayor Jacob Fry dismissed that as bullshit, ordered ICE out of the city, and Governor Tim Walz vowed a full investigation amid protests and National Guard. Oh, Trump, we got something from Trump and Truth Social. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Y'all watching the right channel. Breaking news. Breaking news right now. Trump responded in real time from Trump's desk, Truth Social, right now. Let's go, baby. Come on, man. Let's go. Trump said, stand with ICE. How many times, hey, Mike, how many times have I said that? These people, these Democrats keep saying the fight. I said, why not work with them? Why not support the ICE agents? If you know ICE is in your town, why don't you tell them, hey, the immigrants are at Home Depot right now, go get them. Huh? Hey, they over there selling fruit on 33rd. Why don't you work with the ICE agents? I have just viewed a clip of an event which took place in Minneapolis. This is real time. This only happened in 10:48 a.m. No one else is reading this. No one else is reading this. This is real time right now, up to date. Donald Trump, the shooting just occurred. They're still on the street. The car hasn't even been picked up. The body is still warm. Donald Trump already responded. You're watching the #1 channel on YouTube for political discourse. #1 Perfect Timing podcast right now. Truth Social, Donald Trump. Stand with ICE. I have just viewed the clip of an event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to be have shot her in self-defense. That's right. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. They didn't put that in the story. See, the Minnesota News didn't put that in the story. The Minnesota News didn't put that in the story, that the ICE agent is in critical condition. Not only did she injure a federal officer, not only did she weaponize her car, but he's in the hospital right now, a father. So this is a purple hair protester. She's not at work. She's probably on welfare. And she used her car to run over a dad, a husband, while he's at work to pay bills and taxes. Remember all the TikTok videos you've been seeing this week about taxes? So what do Democrats do? How do Democrats respond to all the excessive taxes? They get in their car, they don't go to work, and they run over a federal agent while he's at work. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive. So as you guys hear the story today, you're going to hear about I shot somebody, I shot somebody, I shot somebody. I haven't seen no one say woman attempts to murder ICE agent. Instead of the report being ICE shot someone, the report should be woman protester attempts to murder ICE agent. Then you can go into the second sentence. In the course of her attempting to murder the ICE agent, she also lost her life. The ICE agent is now in critical condition. That's how the story should read. A protester attempted to murder an ICE agent. In the facilitation of that crime, she lost her life. and the ICE agent is now in critical condition. That's horrible, horrible. Donald Trump, Truth Social. I have just viewed a clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the officer, who seems to have shot her in the face. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. The situation is being studied in its entirety. But the reason these incidents are happening is because radical left-leaning, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents. And on a daily basis, they are just trying to do their job. Didn't I just say that? Come on, Trump. They are just trying to do their damn job of making America safe. We need to stand by you and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. Y'all remember an ICE agent, they tried to shoot an ICE agent in Dallas. Y'all remember they tried to shoot an ICE agent in Dallas, right? We stand with ICE on this channel. 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 I'm just reading the post, brother. I'm just reading the post, brother. We pro conservative, we pro Republican, we love our president on this channel. So I'm just reading the post, brother. I'm just reading the post, brother. I stand with ICE. I'm just reading the post, brother. That's what we doing. And we giving the news, man. No one else. You don't even know that this happened. Yeah, we stand with ICE. Let me highlight that. Shout out to my brother, Mike. We stand with ICE. We stand with ICE on this channel. Let me highlight my brother, Mike. We stand with ICE. National Guard prepares for deployment. Things are getting very tense out here. Let me see what video. Homeland Security today, ICE officers in Minnesota were conducting the target operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers. So Homeland Security is giving a breakdown. Homeland Security giving a breakdown of what actually happened. I'm gonna read it to you. Let's read it together. Let's read it together, you guys. Let's read it together. Homeland Security got a breakdown, and I'm gonna find some video for us. I don't know how much we could watch. You know, you can't watch that type of stuff on YouTube, but I'm gonna find something for us. I'm gonna find something for us. All right, let's read. Let's read together. Let's read together. Ooh, slow motion and no motion. Let's read together. Come on, post. We're trying to get you read for the people. Homeland Security today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. Right? I was trying to make that larger, but I just wanted to read to you the reports from Homeland Security, right? That's from Homeland Security. Same thing we said. She weaponized her vehicle and attempted to kill an officer. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Where you're at right now, and we're seeing the images on the screen. There's that flag you were talking about being burned here. What kind of things are they shouting? The crowd that's out there, I know they're obviously not happy ICE is there. They've been talking about that. What are they saying? You know, what's the energy like where you are right now?
So that's one reason why I'm not getting too close, so I can hear all of you, because it is loud out here. It's profanity. There's a lot of profanities against ICE.
Bob, I want to jump in here. I want to ask you where you're at right now, and we're seeing the images on the screen. There's that flag you were talking about being burned.
So this is right now. This is live, you guys. This is live. This is the #1 story right now trending on social media. We're live in Minneapolis, and this is the scene of where the woman was shot, and it then turned into a whole shitstorm. Now we got National Guard on the way, because now, oh my God, all from Somali fraud. And do you guys realize Can I just get some people in the chat to realize one thing? Ain't no damn Somalians out here. The person who was shot, the people protesting, the people who got the billions of dollars ain't even out here. They don't even care about you. That's the perverted part of this whole thing. Ain't no Somalians out there. Look at the protests.
Burned here. What kind of things are they shouting? The crowd that's out there. I know they're obviously not happy ICE is there. They've been talking about that. What are they saying?
All white people. All white Democratic liberals. Look, if this protest is to protect Somalian immigrants, where is the Somalians?
What's the energy like where you are right now?
So that's one reason why I'm not getting too close, so I can hear all of you, because it is loud out here. It's profanities, a lot of profanities against ICE.
Bob, I want to jump in here. I want to ask you,
man, y'all see this, man? It is. So we start off educating my audience. I started off educating my audience about the details of the fraud. I started off educating my audience about the details of the fraud, right? And then we get this update, and Minneapolis is going crazy. Let's pray. Prayers go out to Minneapolis, bro. Prayers go out to Minneapolis, bro. Okay. We got some of the video. This is not the actual, it's not gonna show it because we can't show it on YouTube, so we're not gonna show it, but this is the aftermath. This is the aftermath. And breaking news, only getting this here. Breaking news, only getting this here. Tammy, thank you for being a member. Thank you for continuing to be a member. Mike loved me, but Mike is not a member. I don't know why Mike is not a member. It's only $2 to be a member, Mike. It's only $2 to be a member. I would love for you to be a member, but Tammy, thank you to be a member. And y'all need to get your money together because it's $200 for a wrench, and I need me some moderators. So it's $200 for a wrench. Y'all can send it to my Cash App, $ Big D Reds, or you can send it in super chat. You could do it in increments. You could do 50, 50, 50, and then you could say, hey, perfect, I hit my 200, and then we could get these moderator going. I'm being like this because the last time I handed out wrenches, it was trolls, and they hung out in the chat until I gave them a wrench, and then they started to destroy the channel. So it's like, it's cool if you want to be a troll and try to destroy the channel from within, but I'm gonna charge your bitch ass. I'm gonna charge your bitch ass. You feel me? That's never happening again. I'm never giving away a wrench for free. I'm never giving. I've seen YouTubers just so much happen on channels from people who they love and trust and fuck with them every day, and they give them a wrench and they backstab. I'm never giving someone a wrench for free. Wrenches are always going to be for sale. It's always going to be business. I love you, but it's always going to be business first on this channel. It's always going to be business. It's always going to be transactional. I'm a Republican. I'm not no fucking liberal purple hair protester. Yeah, I'm about that fucking dollar, baby. It's always going to be transactional on this channel. I'm not playing about that, for real. So let's tee up the video. So we found video of after the ICE involved incident. Breaking news. Let's break down what we seeing. Let's turn down the sound because we got all these women Remember what Trump said about the woman loud in the background agitating. So let's break down. We don't get to see everything because this is the angle. This is the only angle. It's funny how Tyler Robinson and everything that's been happening lately, we get these weird angles where you got cameras everywhere. My chat, W chat. I can't highlight that. W chat. So let's see so remember what's being reported about Homeland Security and Trump. We got disputes, but check this out. What you see in the beginning, man, y'all got to donate. This is y'all saying the reason that you donate to a channel is so you can grow the channel, right? Especially when it's somebody like me. One of your favorite channels, you know, they got the ability to slow video like this down. I don't have that equipment in here. I don't make that kind of money on YouTube, but I promise you, as we grow, as you notice now, Mike, we got the microphone, we got the headphones, we got the podcast, the audio quality and the video quality compared to 2025 has jumped up 200%. You guys keep supporting, keep donating. We're going to get that equipment so we can zoom in and slow down this video. So right now, we see, if you look closely, you will see the car hitting somebody. I'm assuming that's the ICE agent. You see the car stopped. You see the agent right there. I'm going to rewind it. This is the vehicle. I'm going to rewind it. In the beginning of the video, the car's not moving. No cars are moving. Remember the story that we heard. In the beginning, let me take myself out. I don't even know if you can see because my head is in the way. Somebody at home say, get your big ass head out the way, boy. Somebody at home say, get your head out the way, boy. Big ass head out the way. We can't even see. Get your head out the way, boy. Let me see what I could do for you. No, that's still kind of, can you see that? That's kind of small. Okay, let's just go back. All right, now look, I'm going to rewind the video. In the beginning of the video, I'm sorry my big ass head is in the way, but in the beginning of the video, no cars are moving. Watch. No cars are moving. No cars are moving. No cars are moving. Can you guys see that the agent outside of the car telling the woman, giving instructions to the woman? I feel like my head is in the way. And I want to give you guys this damn view. And it is messing with me. I know y'all got a better view than this. I know we got a better view than this. Can y'all see that at home? Y'all tell me. Can y'all see that at home? You see that guy outside of the car? It looks like two agents outside of the vehicle, right? Now watch, I'm going to push play. Watch what happens with those two agents. You see that? You see that? Did you see it? He's at the hood. Remember the account that we read. He's on the hood. He's trying to get her. Don't do it. Don't start. Don't run me over. Please don't hurt me. Please, ma'am, do not hit the gas. You can't see nothing. You can't see. Is that a troll? Mike, tell me, is that a troll? Is that a troll saying we can't see nothing? Let me see. Okay. How about that, y'all? How about that, y'all? Clap it up in the chat. Thank you, Mike. It was a troll. So, okay, let's look at it again. So at the beginning of the video, what you're going to see is the car in question is not even moving. The car in question is not even moving. No cars are moving right now. Y'all see? We had 2 seconds into the video. No cars are moving. There's just an agent outside. No cars moving. Here's the agent right here. Ma'am, the door is open. Ma'am, get out the car. Stop. Do not move. Ma'am, get out the car. Watch. No. Right there. And then she continues to go. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see it? Did y'all see it? He is right here in front of the car. Get out the car. Don't move. Push the car. Did you see him try to push on? Did you see him try to push back against the car? Did you see right there? Are you guys? Come on, I need in the chat right now. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this? Do you see her run over the ICE agent? He's begging her. He's begging her. You see that? I want to get that. I want to get his legs going back. I want to get his legs going back. Right there. You see it? Look at his legs going back. Look. Do you see what happened? So anybody saying it's BS, anybody saying, just watch it with the sound from the beginning. And you don't hear shots. You don't hear shots. You don't hear shots. You don't hear shots until she runs him over. Listen, you don't, when they are trying to stop her, there's no shots. There's no shots until the car starts to move. When she actually weaponizes the vehicle and the car becomes a deadly weapon, she's gonna run me over, y'all. She's gonna kill me, y'all. She's not listening. Soon as she tries to drive and get away. Y'all look at at the same time as the car moves, then you hear the shot. Do you hear this person screaming in the background? Do you hear this person screaming in the background? What the hell? All that's what Trump was referring to. Let's go back to Trump's Truth Social. You hear this shit? This shit is sickening. This is the thing that be getting on my nerve. What's all that screaming for, man? What's all that screaming for? That's what Trump was saying. Did you hear all that? What the hell was all that? They trying to do their job, man. This world we living in, man. I want to say thank you to the ICE agents. Oh, I got another video. Oh my God. 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 Hit the like. Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot believe. Breaking news. Hit the like button. We should be at 1,000 views right now. We should be at 1,000 people in the chat. Everybody double tap at the like button. We should be at 1,000 people in the chat. There's a breaking story right now. This is the other angle. Now remember, we couldn't see this. I was saying to you, I was breaking it down in the other video. Remember? I was breaking it down. I was breaking it down in another video. I was breaking it down. I said, you see those two guys? We couldn't see those two guys. Now this is the angle where you can see them up close. They're talking to her. Ma'am, get out of the car. She's blocking them. Ma'am, get out of the car. Can I bring my face back? Let me bring my face back. Let me bring my face back. Ice, ice, baby. Get out of the car. Stop. So what happened? So look what happened. Oh, let's go back to the beginning. So now we can see what really happened. There were two guys on the left. You see that? There are two guys on the left giving her instructions. She's under arrest. She's under arrest. There's two guys on the left. See, they're under arrest. She's under arrest. They're not listening. Two guys on the left. They're under arrest. She's not listening. And then a guy steps in front of the car. Then another agent steps in front of the car. So right there, he steps in front of the car, tell her to stop, and so that she doesn't hurt anyone else. And she runs him over. Wow. She runs him over.
Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking what the?
Wow, breaking news. Breaking news. So now we got the full context. These two individuals weren't even involved in the shooting. A third individual got in front of the car. Got in front of the car. Man, breaking news. Breaking news, man. This what this fraud has led to. This what this fraud has led to. What y'all want to, we going to go to Greenland? We going to go to Greenland or we going to go to Maduro? Y'all want to go to Coast Guard, Seizures 2 Venezuelan Shadow Fleet tankers in the raid? How many drug boats were blown up? We're going to Maduro. We're going to Maduro. We're going to Maduro. We're going to Venezuela. Double tap at the like button. We on our way to Venezuela. You can reach me by aeroplane. You can reach me by railway. Cuba, I don't care how you get here. How many drug boats have been blown up? How many oil tankers have been seized? For all of the naysayers and the hey-hayers, how many drug boats? How many drug dealers? How many drug boats? How many drug dealers? I'll tell you, since no one knows in the chat, 30 drug boats. You heard about the one drug boat. You heard about the double tap. 30 drug boats and 107 Trinidad Agua cartel member drug dealers have been murdered or killed by SEAL Team 6. So 30 drug boats have been blown up and 107 people. How many oil tankers? How many oil? We keep the oil. We keep the oil. We keep the oil. Come on now, Mike. We keep the oil. How many oil tankers? 30 drug boats. 30 drug boats, 107 gang members. That's right, baby. That's right, baby. That's my chat. W chat. W chat. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. Not no punk ass little baby troll babies, huh? We got people in the chat who've been reading the damn news, huh? This is an ongoing program put together by Pete Hegseth and the Department of War. It's been in existence for half of 2025. So when you heard about it, we already been doing these raids and operations. Trump had already took out 25 boats, 30 oil tankers. He had already blown up a facility to create cocaine. Y'all late to the party. Y'all late to the party. U.S. Coast Guard seizes 2 Venezuelan Shadow Fleet tankers in pre-dawn raids. Is you with me? Is you with me? Let's go, MAGA. Is you with me? Huh? Is you with me? We in Venezuela right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we coming live to you from Venezuela right now. We coming live to you from Venezuela, giving the updates on how great Trump and the administration is keeping the globe safe. Make America safe again. Make America great again. U.S. Coast Guard seizes 2 Venezuelan Shadow Fleet tankers in pre-dawn raids. U.S. teams boarded the MV Bella, one recently repainted and reflagged Russian between Iceland and the UK. That's how we got the other oil tanker. And the M/T Sophia off the Caribbean, both linked to Venezuela's sanctioned ghost fleet evading oil export blockades. Let's say that again. We got 2 boats, the Bella and the Sophia. The Bella and the So. Don't it sound good? Don't it sound good? Double tap in the chat, man. 2 oil tankers, the Bella and the Sophia. What's important is that they were already flagged by the Biden administration. This is what the protesters keep leaving out. that Biden put a $25 million bounty on Maduro in 2025. How many people know the video I played yesterday of the Biden administration doubling down and then tripling down on Maduro? The Biden administration, that video was from 2025. Trump became president in 2025. These realities, Stephen A. Smith, I saw Stephen A. Smith be watching my show. Stephen A. Smith be watching my show. Stephen A. Smith said today on his show, he said if Biden put a $15 million bounty on Maduro, and then Trump put a $15 million bounty, and then Biden put a $25 million bounty, and then Trump put a $50 million bounty. Biden acknowledged that Maduro was a dictator. Biden even had a phone call meeting with the duly elected, his name was Eduardo, right? Remember, we said it yesterday. Biden had a meeting with the duly elected president in 2025. Like, when you hear about this shit, it's almost like criminal. It's evil. Like, when I'm telling you this, it's hard to believe. You got to go look it up yourself. Like, what is he saying? Biden put a bounty on Maduro in 2025. Trump was president in 2025. I know. I fucking know. It's fucking hard to fucking believe when you see the fucking protests. I get it. I'm pissed off too. Biden put a bounty on Maduro in 2025. In 2025, he said Maduro is a dictator, illegitimate leader. The president, Eduardo, is the real president. He met with him. And he said, we're going to strengthen sanctions. All Trump did was follow through on something Biden said just months ago. In 2025, days before Trump took office. This is so relevant. In 2025, days before Trump took office, Biden tripled down on Maduro being a dictator, not being the president. Biden confirmed that this other gentleman was the president, and Biden put a bounty of $25 million. He upped the bounty. Trump had already put a bounty on him, $15 million, in his first administration. Think about this. If Trump was wrong about Maduro in Venezuela, Biden and his administration could have came out and said, we support Maduro. Because Trump how many people know these details? Put it in the chat if you know these details. How many people know that Trump put $15 million on his head, and then Biden put $25 million on his head? And in January of 2025, days before Trump took office, Biden tripled down and said he is an illegitimate dictator. He just lost an election. Eduardo is the real president. Maduro has to go. Maduro has to go. This was in January of 2025. It wasn't 2023. It wasn't 2024. And now the oil tankers that we're talking about this morning, the Sophia and the Bella that we're talking about this morning were sanctioned by the Biden administration, just like the $25 million bounty on Maduro's head. But who's bringing home the roost? Who's bringing home the chickens? Who's bringing home the bacon? Trump is bringing home the bacon. MAGA is bringing home the bacon. Can I get it in the chat? I bring home the bacon and fry it in the pan. We bring home the bacon and fry it in a pan. Huh? Trump is bringing home the bacon. Trump is bringing home the bacon. U.S. teams boarded the Bella. No, this is 2 hours ago. This is 2 hours ago. This is brand new news. This ain't old news. That's why I started off my soliloquy by saying to the trolls how many drug boats have been blown up, how many oil tankers have been seized. See, this is what the Democrats, in order to run their propaganda narrative, they don't never tell you the full picture. How many drug boats? It's so important. how long this has been going on. Because if you think Trump woke up on Christmas and said, let's go get Maduro, you're fucking wrong. If you thought Trump woke up on Christmas and said, let's get Maduro, you're fucking wrong. The entire year he's been building to this. How many drug boats? How many oil tankers? How many cartel members dead? How many plants blown up? He's been building to this all year. 15 million was the first bounty in the first Trump administration. Then Biden, because the Democrats seem to think that Biden loved Maduro. Trump put a bounty on Maduro in his first administration of 15 million. I know you don't know these facts. I know no one knows. That's why there's a fucking protest in New York. The first Trump administration, Trump put a $15 million bounty on Maduro. Then Biden doubled down. Biden didn't say we love Maduro. Biden doubled down. Biden put up that bounty to 25 million. Biden upped that bounty to 25 million. That's how we got here. U.S. teams boarded the Bella and the Sophia, both linked to Venezuelan sanctioned Ghost Fleet evading oil export blockades. The Monroe cutter tracked Bella won for over 2 weeks through storms with UK support, including RAF surveillance. While no crew resistance occurred in either case, officials like Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, praised the crew's heroism, framing the seizures as a national security win to disrupt funding for criminal networks through Russia, called it piracy. A military response is necessary. Breaking in response to the tanker seizure, Russia is threatening the United States with a missile strike. A military response is necessary in an attack with torpedoes and the sinking of several American ships, said Alex. See the latest updates. I'm not going to play that because I don't believe that. Pete Hegseth, the United States continues to enforce the blockade against all dark fleet vessels. This is from the desk of Pete Hegseth. Pete Heggie, baby. That's what we call him here. Pete Heggie, baby. The United States continues to enforce the blockade against all dark fleet vessels illegally transporting Venezuelan oil to finance illicit activity, stealing from Venezuelan people. Only legitimate and lawful energy commerce as determined by the U.S. will be permitted. As determined by I love it, man. I love it. As determined, U.S. forces seize Russian-flagged oil tanker in North Atlantic. This is our hemisphere, baby. Baby. Mark Rubio. Let's tee up the video. Dem say, you're winning, Venezuela. You have no plan. Secretary Mark Rubio. Yeah, I know. They're going to say that. I used to be a senator too. That's what you always say. Let's go to Mark Rubio speaking in the White House about Venezuela.
The oil arrangement that we've made with PDVSA on their sanctioned oil that they can't move. Understand, they are not generating any revenue from their.
And I believe Trump put Mark Rubio in charge of Venezuela. Let's listen to Mark Rubio. And yesterday we said, congratulations to Mark Rubio. He's been doing a great job. We've been watching your political career, and we have great hopes for you and your political future. This is Mark Rubio on the Venezuela oil tanker. Let's go, MAGA!
Variously is that you're winning it, but there's no plan for Venezuela going forward.
Yeah, I know. They're going to say that. I used to be a senator too. That's what you always say when it's the other party. The bottom line is we've gone into great detail with them about the planning. We've described it to them. In fact, it's not just winging it. It's not just saying or speculating it's going to happen. It's already happening. Like the oil arrangement that we've made with PDVSA on their sanctioned oil that they can't move. Understand, they are not generating any revenue from their oil right now. They can't move it unless we allow it to move because we have sanctions, because we're enforcing those sanctions. This is tremendous leverage. We are exercising it in a positive way. The president described it last night. Secretary will have more to say on it today, who's involved in running this portfolio. And we feel very positive that not only will that generate revenue that will be used to the benefit of the Venezuelan people, and we're ensured that that's what the case is, but it also gives us an amount of leverage and influence and control over how this process moves forward.
Mr. Secretary, on Denmark, sir.
Right? Right? Let's go, Rubio. Of course, that's what they say. I used to be, listen to this.
You're winging it, but there's no plan for Venezuela going forward.
Yeah, I know. They're going to say that. I used to be a senator too. That's what you always say when it's the other party. The bottom line is.
That's what you always say when it's the other party. That's what you always say. The fact of the matter is, we're speaking to the interim president, the vice president. They cannot move any oil unless we say so. So that is enormous leverage for them to make a deal. Make a deal. Remember Donald Trump, the art of the deal, because they need to make money. They need to feed their people. So they want to make a deal, and they wanted to get rid of Maduro. That's why the Venezuelans were celebrating. We are talking about 2 brand new oil seizures. We are talking about 2 brand new oil seizures, the Sophia and the Bella. One of the oil tankers was followed for 2 weeks. When people say, why are you following them? How do you know? They followed the oil tanker for 2 weeks. They followed the oil tanker for 2 weeks. We have the most highly trained, proficient army in the globe. Navy SEALs, our Navy, our Air Force. Can we say thank you to the hoorah? Can we get a hoorah to the Navy and the Air Force? And I thank you for the great job they've been doing for us, for the American people. You know, I'm extremely proud to be an American when we see the hard work and the amazing training and proficiency of our armed forces. As I talk to you about the amazing proficiency of our armed forces, let's go to a video. Let me tee up the video for you first, right? This right here is the United States has seized 2 Ghost Fleet tanker ships, including a Russian flag tanker linked to Venezuela following a multi-week long pursuit. In 2 pre-dawn operations today, the Coast Guard conducted back-to-back meticulous coordinated boarding of 2 Ghost Fleet tanker ships, one in the North Atlantic Sea and one in international waters near the Caribbean. Secretary Kristi Noem said both vessels, the motor tanker Bella 1 and the motor tanker Sophia, were either last docked in Venezuela or en route to it. One of these tankers, motor tanker Bella 1, has been trying to evade the Coast Guard for weeks, even changing its flag and painting a new name on the hull while being pursued. In a desperate and failed attempt to escape justice, the heroic crew of the USCGC Monroe pursued the vessel across high seas and through treacherous storms. Let's go, MAGA! Keeping diligent watch and protecting our country with the determination and patriotism that make Americans proud. Let's watch the video. No sound. Infrared, no sound. Infrared, no sound. Wow, look at them paratroopers coming down. Wow. This is like a movie, y'all. So everybody that's tuning in, people be coming in and going, what we're watching is video of the United States military taking over these oil tankers, Sophia and the Bella, infrared footage, helicopters, not even landing. And check it out. In a matter of minutes, they got the boat. In a matter of minutes, shout out to the military, man. No casualties, nobody hurt. Helicopter come down. Nobody resisted arrest, and they got the boat in a matter of minutes. You're looking at the greatest armed forces in the world right now, You're watching the greatest podcast, Perfect Timing Podcast, and you're looking at the greatest armed forces in the world, the American military. Let's go, MAGA. We're watching infrared video. We're watching infrared video. Breaking news. No one else on YouTube doing this right now. We are watching infrared video from oil tanker seizures just this morning. Sophia and Bella, one in international waters, one off the coast of the Caribbean. One in international waters, one off the coast of the Caribbean. One of them we follow for 2 weeks. One of them we follow for 2 weeks. WUS Armed Forces. WUS Armed Forces. WUS Armed Forces. Follow for 2 weeks. They tried to pay. Now remember the oil tanker I told you about? Y'all remember the oil tanker, the first one that came up, the first one that was in the big discussion, right? The very first one that was being discussed was an oil tanker. And I said, hey, they changed the flag. They had spy level GPS. Did you guys know the oil tanker has spy level GPS? Did you know they changed the flag? This seems to be a standard practice for them, where they change the flags. They have spy level GPS to avoid the air traffic container, aircraft carriers. And they knew the boat because the boat had been flagged by Biden administration, but the Biden administration hadn't done anything about it. But Trump is cleaning up the Southcom region. Trump is cleaning up the Southcom region, and we giving up the news today. Just in, U.S. forces seized Russian flag oil tanker in the Atlantic. We just played the infrared. Oh, what's this right here? What's this right here? Oh, this is a better, clear video. Okay, let's check this out. Let's check this out. I like this right here, man. We got some great footage today, man. Trump, and I think they purposely are providing us with this great footage, man. I think they're purposely providing us with this great footage, man. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Despite Russia deploying a submarine to protect the tanker Bella 1 in the Atlantic Ocean, U.S. airborne forces began helicopter landings on the oil tanker minutes ago, and the operation is currently underway. Let's take a look at the video. We played the infrared. These guys are the best, man. These guys are the best, man. Look back there, man. You got aircraft carrier back here. You got multiple helicopters, and these guys are coming down out the helicopter like Spider-Man. They coming down out the helicopter like Spider-Man. Nobody falls. Nobody gets hurt. No injured ankles. These guys are proficient, highly trained individuals, man. Shout out to the American military, man. Come on, man. 2 oil tankers seized this morning, and we watching video. We just watched infrared video. This is the video, I believe, of the one in the Atlantic. I think the infrared was the Caribbean. This is the one where they said Russia was right there with a submarine. Let's take a look. So if Russia is right there with a submarine, you see this is a gunner. This is a gunner. The helicopter above, so you see 2 helicopters. The helicopter above is a gunner. You guys see the gunner up there? He is there to make sure that nothing happens to our brothers, right? So that's why you got 2 helicopters. The other helicopter is a gunner, right? He up there making sure that nothing happens to them. You got high winds. You got high winds. You got the open seas. This ain't a lake or an ocean. This is where God could just swallow you up. You know, the ocean is a trip to me, how people be on the ocean, because this is like you in the middle of God's palm. You ain't in the lake. Anything can happen in the ocean. You got high seas, high winds. Look at how the helicopter, can you guys see how difficult this is? The helicopter, if the wind blows too hard, the helicopter could hit right here. Everybody could die. Do you see how the wind is just tossing the helicopter? This is the power of God. This is nature. And right above the water, Look how this second helicopter is hovering. Talk about technical proficiency, bro. Let's give them their props, bro. Do you see how that helicopter is being pushed around by the wind like it ain't shit? And these men are coming out of the helicopter, and the helicopter is staying steady enough where everybody gets on the ship. Nobody's hurt. W chat. W chat. What else we got? So oil tankers Bella and Sophia have been confiscated. And what's gonna happen, Mike? And we're keeping the oil. That's right, I'm keeping the oil. I said we're keeping the oil. The video shows, what's this? Breaking U.S. forces have boarded and are attempting to seize a renamed Venezuelan oil tanker flying a Russian flag. This video isn't that good. Yeah, that video ain't that good. That video ain't that good. This is the infrared. We played the infrared. Okay. Who is this? Breaking, China issued a final warning against the illegal U.S. blockade of Venezuela. Let's check this out. China won't smoke. China won't smoke, y'all. Let's check this out. China won't smoke. I don't know why China think they have anything to say or do with Venezuela.
I'd like to stress that the legitimate rights and interests of China and other countries in Venezuela must be protected.
Let's take a listen to China on Venezuela. Beijing condemns the U.S. for rerouting Venezuela oil exports from China. Ooh. It's not as simple, huh? It's not as simple as Maduro, right? It's not as simple as just Venezuela, right? China don't give a fuck about Maduro. China don't give a fuck about Venezuela. They care about their oil. Oh, this is cold, man. The world, hey, y'all need to pay attention to the globe right now. Beijing condemns the U.S. for rerouting Venezuela oil exports from China. They don't care about Maduro or Venezuelans. They don't care about if Venezuela is being ran by cartels and overran by drugs and gangs. They want the fucking oil. Wow.
The United States has brazenly resorted to the use of force against Venezuela and demanded that America First be applied when Venezuela disposes of its own oil resources. This is a typical act of bullying, a serious violation of international law, and a grave infringement on Venezuela's sovereignty that also severely undermines the rights of Venezuelan people. China strongly condemns this. I would like to stress that the legitimate rights and interests of China and other countries in Venezuela must be protected. The United States has long imposed illegal unilateral sanctions on Venezuela's oil sector and has recently brazenly used force against Venezuela, dealing a severe blow to the country's economic and social order, and also threatening the stability of global production and supply chains. China has already issued strong condemnation in this regard. I would like to reiterate that cooperation between China and Venezuela is a cooperation between sovereign states and is protected by international law and laws of both countries.
We don't need your reminders. This is our hemisphere. We don't need your reminders. See, this is something that I don't know if we're going to get into it today. We might not get into it today, but do you guys understand how the world works? What's going on in China and the demographic shift in China? So when China has an issue with demographics, right? They have too many old people. The baby boomers are the largest generation that we've ever seen, maybe the largest generation that we'll ever see. So China's being affected by the baby boomers also. They have over 50% of their population is over the age of 65. And they don't have any 18-year-olds. So they talk about going to war. China doesn't even have enough 18-year-olds to go to war. China doesn't have enough 18-year-olds to make new Chinese. And they had the one-child policy. And they have these like authoritarian rules where men don't even talk to women. They had to build parks and benches to get men to talk to women again. So they're at a declining birth rate. And with them no longer being the power that they were, because America is retreating and no longer using China in the same way. So China doesn't make enough oil to power itself. They have to trade for oil. They're in a position, unlike America. America grows enough food to feed itself. America has enough resources to power itself. America has enough guns to protect itself. And we're surrounded by water. We're a unique world power, uniquer than any other world power, which is why we're the global leader. China doesn't make enough natural resources to power itself. China doesn't produce enough food to feed itself. In order to be a global power, you need those four things. You need to be able to feed your people. You need to be able to power your people. You need to be able to protect your people, and you need trade. But China can't do that by itself. The way China got to be what it was is it needed America. Remember the deficit, the trade deficit, and the tariffs that Nancy Pelosi talked about that I showed you? Well, China gets rich because it gets its oil and food and everything it can't grow itself or its billions of people from everyone else in exchange for the cheap, shitty goods. But if the rest of the globe says, you know what, China, we don't need your cheap, shitty goods anymore, you're going to have to get your own oil and grow your own food, then you have a real serious problem with the Chinese because they don't have the ability to grow enough food. Same thing with Russia. This is why the Ukraine peace deal is going to happen, because Russia needs to make peace with the U.S. because Russia is in similar circumstances with an older population and the inability to grow enough food to feed its people. Russia has to trade for food. It can't produce enough food on its own to remain a superpower. So Russia and China is very unique, which is why they're teamed up, because they need us. They need us. Russia is the Siberian what is it, y'all? It's a Siberian wasteland. It's ice. Russia, and they don't tell you, but China is actually connected. It's Siberia. They don't have farmlands like we got. They can't grow food enough to feed their people. It's ice. So when I'm saying this, I'm not just saying it. This is like, you need to understand why the geopolitics look the way they look in the globe right now. It's because people, the world is shifting, and China realizes that if I don't secure these resources soon, we in big trouble. Trouble. And it ain't about Republican. It ain't about Democrat. The people, when they get hungry, they don't care no more. When the people start to starve, they don't care about that shit no more. In order for you to maintain that Republican Zao and all this bullshit, the people need food. As soon as the food run out, they're not going to give a fuck about a red party, communist party, socialist party. All that shit go out the window. All that shit go out the window. If China can't feed its people, and China went through this before. You guys are young. When I say Mao, China went through this before.
The United States has brazenly resorted to the use of force against Venezuela and demanded that America First be applied when Venezuela disposes of its own oil resources. This is a typical act of bullying, a serious violation of international law, and a grave infringement on Venezuela's sovereignty that also severely undermines the rights of Venezuelan people. China strongly condemns this. I would like to stress that the legitimate rights and interests of China and other countries in Venezuela must be protected. The United States has long imposed illegal unilateral sanctions on Venezuela's oil sector and has recently brazenly used force against Venezuela, dealing a severe blow to the country's economic and social order, and also threatening the stability of global production and supply chains.
Now, remember what I said to you yesterday. Why would China care? Who has the most oil reserves? I got flagged for that too. I played that Monroe Doctrine video. Can't play that video. In that video, what did we learn? Who has the largest oil reserves, more than Saudi Arabia and the other UAE countries combined? Venezuela. In the globe, the largest oil deposit. Who has the largest gold of all the countries in Africa put together? Venezuela has more gold, more diamonds, more oil than any place in the globe. It's an hour away from America by plane. We have to control it. It can make any other country richer and more powerful than us. So there's a country in our back door with more oil and more gold and diamonds than any other country in the globe. You think we're going to let China dictate what we're going to do with our neighbor? This is our neighbor. What did I say to you? Venezuela is our Ukraine. Venezuela is our Ukraine. It is a no-go for anyone else to be in Venezuela but the U.S. It is an hour away. And with ballistic missiles, you can hit America in 30 minutes from the Ukraine. So China cannot be in Venezuela. Russia cannot be in Venezuela. And I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, you need to understand that no one else can operate and control Venezuela but Americans, not only because of the resources, but the location, the strategic location. If we were allowed anyone else to get in Venezuela, they could attack us and the bombs would be here in 30 minutes. That's why Putin said Ukraine can never be part of NATO. Do you know why the Ukraine could never be part of NATO? Because NATO would put a base in the Ukraine and those missiles could hit, what's the main city in I don't know what the fucking city is, Moscow. If they put a NATO base in the Ukraine, then missiles could hit Russia, Moscow in minutes. So Putin has always said the Ukraine can never be part of NATO. Well, Venezuela can never be friends with China. Venezuela can never be friends with Russia. Never, ever, never, ever, never. I don't understand the protests in New York. I just don't understand the protests in New York. I just don't. That's another reason we need Greenland back. Man, thank you, Tammy. Tammy, you want to talk about Greenland, so let's go to Greenland. Motherfucker, go to Greenland, man. Put it in the chat right now, Tammy. Say, you big nose black motherfucker, go to Greenland. I've been here 2 hours with your big nose ass. Did you go talk about Greenland, you big nose black tie-dye motherfucker? How long we got this? I love my chat. I love my chat. I love you guys. You're the best. And, you know, that's a lady. That's a lady. She didn't cuss me out. She did it like a lady, right? She did it politely. She was like, you know, that's kind of why we need Greenland. Hit, motherfucker. That was classic, Tammy. That was fucking classic. Fuck, that was great. That was great. That was great. Hit, guy, you know, Greenland, motherfucker, Greenland. Yeah, man. Best chat, W chat, best chat. I got the best chat, W chat. All right. Can y'all see? Is y'all with me? Let me put it up. Let me make sure you can see before I get started. Because I'll fuck around and mute myself. I'll fuck around and block the video. You know, I do all that dickhead shit. I'll fuck around and mute myself. I'll fuck around and block the video. So let me make sure. Look, I ain't even up there. Look. I'm talking shit. I ain't even up there. They ain't even put me up. Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. I gotta make sure everything is good before we go to Greenland. I've been on too much of this green. Hold on, if we gonna go to Greenland, I gotta get me some green in my system, man. If we going to Greenland, I'm gonna go to Greenland too. I'm gonna go to Greenland too. You wanna go to Greenland? I wanna go to Greenland. Let's go to Greenland together. I done went all the way back to Mississippi. I said, let's go to Greenland together. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's some that's that good permanent marker. Shit. Let's go to Greenland. Greenland. What is it again? Iceland. So Iceland is green, right? This the type of pothead shit. It's the shit pothead sit around. So Greenland is not really green, right, bro? Greenland is not really green, right, bro? He's fucking trippy, dude. Like, Iceland is really green, right? Why didn't they name Iceland Greenland? Why didn't they name Iceland? Oh shit, I'm ready. Rubio assures lawmakers U.S. seeks to buy Greenland through negotiation. Okay, Rubio told lawmakers on January 6th that the Trump administration prefers purchasing Greenland amid Trump's push for the Arctic territory's rare earth minerals and U.S. base there. The secession, okay, thank you, Tammy. So I didn't even, Tammy, y'all be ahead of me. W chat, best chat in the land. Tammy, that was just a great comment. I mean, it caused so much fucking hilarity, jokes, inspiration. A good comment could just fucking do great for a good content creator because he can take it and flip it and make it into something. And it was perfect timing. So her comment was hilarious. It was perfectly timed because I'm talking about bases. I'm talking about proximity to power. And Tammy says, that's why we fucking need Greenland, dum-dum. And here we go. Here it is, dum-dum. A base in Greenland. Who fucking knew? Tammy knew, Don't make me look bad on my podcast, Tammy. I'll block your ass. Dude, everybody knows I like to block people. I shouldn't have hit that permanent marker. Woo! That's MAGA! I shouldn't have hit that permanent marker. Shit. That's a great name. Isn't that a great name? You got cookies, Afgoo, blue cookies, donuts, but fucking permanent marker. Like, that just spoke to me. Gen X, I was talking about permanent marker, and it's like, I was joking. My wife is younger than me, like a lot younger than me. She's not Gen X, right? And I was saying, the permanent marker is more your generation, because when I grew up, I had corporal punishment. We had chalkboards. Do y'all remember Simon? My name is Simon. Simon had a chalkboard, and I grew up with chalkboards, and I used to get a spanking. My teachers it was legally corporal punishment. I could get whooped in school. I got spanked with the yardstick. You know what I'm saying? But my wife, she had a whiteboard. And permanent marker, and they would sniff the markers. So that permanent marker, that was a great name, great marketing. The terps on that is dope. So that was dope. That was smart. The permanent marker, that was like, sometimes they get a good one because they come out with shit every day, right? And it don't hit. But the cookies hit because it was Girl Scouts mint cookies. Smell like it, taste like it. People were like, fuck, this is nostalgic. I want cookies. That's all I want. And then that's how permanent marker is hitting the public right now. Like, what? Hold on. This is bringing me back to class when I used to, you know what I'm saying? It smelled like it, it tastes like it, it hit like it. Permanent marker. All right, Rubio assures lawmakers U.S. seeks to buy Greenland through negotiation. Rubio told lawmakers on January 6th that Trump administration prefers purchasing Greenland amid Trump's push for Arctic territories, rare earth minerals, and a U.S. base there. The session, also attended by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Department of War, Pete Heggie, baby, addressed Trump's renewed interest despite European leaders' joint statement defending Greenland's sovereignty and Denmark's request for urgent talks. U.S. reactions divide supporters praising strategic gains from critics, warning of allied tensions, while Greenlanders overwhelmingly oppose American control. You know what's so great about what Tammy did with that? And what we're doing here at Perfect Timing Podcast is that people, even me, did you see how Tammy, you see how great that was? So I am presenting topics, right? I'm presenting information. It helps me understand geopolitics better. My goal is to help others understand geopolitics better, right? So immediately you were able to deduce and do the math that, I talk a lot about the congressional math. Immediately you were able to add up and come to the conclusion, yeah, perfect. This is why we need Greenland. And this is what my goal and hope is for others who are listening and participating at the level of your intellect, at the level of your audibility, right? You're actually listening, disseminating the information. You can regurgitate it and then speak to it intelligently. That's the goal of the podcast, so that people hear my opinions on why it is we're doing what we're doing, why it is we need these protections, and then they can get to intelligent conclusions when you hear topics like Greenland. Like I just did. I didn't know about the base. I've heard about the rumors and the jokes about Greenland, but until you framed it like you framed it and then reread it, that helps educate the electorate. That's the goal of the podcast. Thank you so much. That's the goal of the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Is to educate the electorate, not to change people's minds, Tammy. Everybody, Mike, Virgil, everybody, not to change people's minds. It's up to you. This is America, a free country. You could be whatever party, Democrat, Republican, vote for who you want. I'm not going to make fun of you. Republicans don't do that. The Democrats want to block, protest, and blow up Teslas and do all this goofy shit. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can vote however you want to vote. I want America to be free. I understand that I don't want a king. Do you guys understand? I've talked about this before. The reason why Republicans don't get mad at Democrats is because we don't want a king. The reason why Republicans don't get mad at Democrats is because we don't want a king. I understand I need two-party system. We need people to disagree. We need people to debate. We don't want a monarchy, monarchy. If it's a monarchy, it's one opinion. That means the Republicans are always right. No, that's why it's an analogy called the House. It's called the House. Why do we call it the House? Why do we call it the House? Because a house divided. A house makes the decision that's the best for the family. Who is the family? The American people. So the Republicans are not always right. Hell no. The Democrats are not always right. Hell no. Just like mom is not always right. Hell no. Dad is not always right. Hell no. Mom and dad come together, kitchen table politics, and make the decision that's best for the house. The Congress and the Senate and the Democrats and the Republicans, we need differences of opinion, and they're supposed to come together, argue, debate, and make the best decision for the House. The House is me and you. They still owe us a budget. The House is me and you. They still owe us a budget. The continuous resolution, the stopgap bill expires at the end of the month. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers who want to be me. There's a lot of YouTubers who want to be me, but they playing catch up. When the January 31st comes around and we start talking about Affordable Care Act, shutdown, food stamps, and budget, there's going to be one YouTuber that you come to and you're going to depend, whether you like me or not, whether you agree, there's going to be one YouTuber that you're going to come to. There's going to be one black, big nose asshole. And you're going to come to and say, well, I don't like this big nose black asshole, but he be on his shit. He said there may be another shutdown. He said they owe us a budget. He said the continuing resolution is going to expire, and here it is, January 31st, and I'll be good googly moogly if that big nose black motherfucker wasn't right. And there's a lot of people who want to be me on YouTube. There's a lot of people who want to be me on YouTube. And they're going to come around on January 31st and start talking like they know about what a clean CR is. They going to come around. They going to come around on January 31st and they going to be talking about what a clean CR is. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, get out of here, man. You don't know what a clean CR is. You don't know what's going on. We do. We do. Let's see if we got Matt Walsh. The benefits of acquiring Greenland would be very substantial. There's no question that it would be smart move strategically and economically. The people laughing it off just don't know what the hell they're talking about. Tammy, I hope you feel good. I don't know if you're still here, but I hope you feel like you probably already know how intelligent you are, but I hope you feel good, bro. I hope you feel good, sister. Let me read Matt Walsh again because I want you to have your props. I want my chat to have their props. W chat. The benefits of acquiring Greenland would be very substantial. There's no question that it would be smart move both strategically and economically. The people laughing it off just don't know what the hell they're talking about. We've grown so accustomed to the U.S. languishing in the state of stagnation, treading water aimlessly, that we're shocked by a president who actually wants to expand, claim new territory, and aggressively pursue greater power and more resources for the sake of his people. Shit, he's making people feel bad. Damn, Matt Walsh is kicking some motherfucking game right here. You got to feel real stupid. Tammy, are you reading this? If you had one opinion, you got to feel real stupid because Matt Walsh, he kicking some ballistics right here. He kicking the Willy Bobo. Because if you understand what being the king is, if you understand what being the leader is, this is the self-manifest destiny, right? This is you got to go do this if you love your people. Let's read that again. Languishing in a state of stagnation, and the fucking vocabulary, the vernacular is spectacular. W. Matt Walsh. U.S. languishing in a state of stagnation, treading water aimlessly, that we're shocked by a president who actually, listen, bullet point this shit in the chat for me, wants to do what? Expand, claim new territory, and aggressively pursue greater power and more resources for the sake of his people. W. Trump, W. Matt Walsh, W. Chad. But this is what leaders are supposed to do. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? This is what leaders are supposed to do. Man, if you had a different opinion about Greenland and you read Matt Walsh or you read what Tammy wrote, you're going to feel stupid. You're going to feel like, man, I really don't know about this politics and power and geopolitics. I need to be quiet. Because as he's reading that, that sounds like what a leader is supposed to do. That actually sounds like the definition. That actually sounds like the definition, ladies and gentlemen. Woo, that MAGA. But this is what leaders are supposed to do. And what most American presidents did, in fact, do until recently, expansion is the American way. It has been since literally the first moments of its existence. It's called an empire. Colonizer. It's called an empire. Colonizer. If Americans in the 1800s were as timid and weak as some of the naysayers, today we would never even have reached the Pacific. Shout out to you, baby. Shout out to you, baby. Just in France and allies prepare a plan in case the U.S. attempts to seize Greenland. What did I tell y'all when it came to the Ukraine peace deal? I said, we don't give a fuck about Macron and France. I said, France and Macron is the main ones keeping the conflict going in the Ukraine. And I get it. They're scared of Putin and Russia because Putin and Russia is at their back door, and they're mad that the Ukraine peace deal is going to benefit Russia and America, and it purposely left out Macron and France. Fuck France. We gave the $300 billion to the Ukraine. We're not going to let France stop us from getting peace. We're not going to let France push us into World War III because they're afraid of Russia. And I mean to the point that if Russia wants to take France, I don't care. If Russia wants to make France, I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care. And France, this is why I love Trump. And Trump said to NATO, if you don't start paying more money, we're leaving. And what did Trump do as soon as he became president? He left the Paris Climate Accords. And what did Trump announce the other day about the medical? He said he told Macron that if he doesn't lower his drug prices, then he's going to put a 25% tariff on France. Y'all see this map right here? Have y'all seen this map? I was looking for video on the Greenland, but it's not a lot of video. This map says American bases, modern Europe. European countries where American bases are located. Belgium, Bulgaria, Estonia, Germany, Greece, Iceland, India, Italy, Kosovo, Netherlands, Norway, Portland, Portugal, Romania, Spain, Turkey, United States, United Kingdom. So I love this. Hey, you guys, tell me. I bet you guys. So when people say America and Greenland and all this bullshit, this is the juxtaposition for their bullshit. This is why it's bullshit, because we already have bases. This is the modern American base. So when they say the only place up here, not up here, is Greenland. Shout out to Tammy, man, one more time. The only place up here that doesn't have an American base is Greenland. So there's no argument that we shouldn't have a base in Greenland when we have a base every fucking where else. What argument is there for us not to have a base when we have a base every fucking where else? This is blowing up their fucking argument, y'all. How many people knew this right here? I love my job, man. I love my job, man. Let me make this bigger. It looks like that's kind of small. Let me make this bigger. Still look kind of small. Can y'all see it? Still look kind of small to me, but it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger. Let me put it on the side of my face. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, I like that. So if you look at it right here, hopefully you can see a little bit better. Hopefully you can see a little bit better. That's still kind of small. But basically, we have a base everywhere in Europe. Basically, we have a base everywhere in Europe. Basically, we have a base everywhere in Europe. So people talking that shit. Greenland strategic for Russian nukes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have a base everywhere else. This kind of really puts a hole in their argument. We don't need a military base in Greenland. Yeah, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know what we don't need? You know what we don't need? We don't need you in the chat. That's what we don't need. That's what we don't need. Because you heard what Matt Walsh said. Maybe you just got here. He didn't hear what Matt Walsh said. People who say what he just said don't know what the hell they're talking about, right? People who say what he just said don't know what the hell they're talking about. Ingram Denmark says Greenland is not for sale. Morano, let the 50,000 people who live there make that decision. It could mean millions for them each, right? Thank you. Thank you. Let them
actually help that country thrive and to have a check on Russia and China. I think it's a no-brainer. But
what about the idea of purchasing Greenland? Denmark said it's not for sale.
Well, let's let the 50,000 people or so that live in Greenland make that decision. It could mean millions to each one of those people, and they'd have an absolutely much better partner in America, that we have the strength, the capabilities to actually help that country thrive and to have a check on Russia and China. I think it's a no-brainer. But instead of having an argument between us and Denmark, let's let the people of Greenland decide.
What about the idea of purchasing Greenland? Denmark said it's not for sale.
Well, let's let the 50,000 people or...
Number one, how many people knew it was only 50,000 people there? So I bet you they could benefit from American help. And I bet you Denmark ain't got no money like we got. So America coming in saying we're going to purchase you is more like we're going to save you.
So that live in Greenland make that decision. It could mean millions to each one of those people, and they'd have an absolutely much better partner in America, that we have the strength, the capabilities to actually help that country thrive. And
did you hear that? That's what I just said. Didn't I just say that? Fuck Denmark. If I'm right, fuck Denmark. Right? If Trump, bring me them millions and make me American. What the fuck is you talking about? Who don't want to be American? We just had 10 million people come across the border. 25 million if you ask Republicans. Who don't want to be fucking American? I mean, Chinese came across the border. Yemenis came across the border. Motherfucking Church of Aragua, Venezuelans came across the border. Japanese came across. Every motherfucking body came across the border in motherfucking 2022. Who don't want to be American? And a millionaire to boot. A millionaire to boot. And have American base to protect me? And American soldiers to fucking marry my daughter and make her a rich American bitch? It's a win-win for Greenland. Put it in the chat. A win-win for Greenland. Win-win for Greenland. Win-win for Greenland. It's a win-win. Man, that's powerful, man. It could mean millions of dollars for each of them and a better partner than Denmark. A partner that can protect them, help them, make their country bigger and better. And you will be a millionaire in that country.
To each one of those people, and they'd have an absolutely much better partner in America, that we have the strength, the capabilities to actually help that country thrive and to
we have the strength and the capabilities to actually help that country thrive.
Have a check on Russia and China. I think it's a no-brainer.
And a check on Russia and China, it's a fucking no-brainer. Ain't that what my chat said? Ain't that what my chat said, chat? And a check on Russia and China, it's a fucking no-brainer. Ain't that what my chat said? I think that's what my chat said before I played the video. We didn't know it was 50,000 people there. That's a small little country. They all would become millionaires and they would be partners with America. This is not like a small thing for a place like Greenland. That's basically Iceland. And it's only 50,000 people there. Remember, you guys, Greenland is not fucking green. I was joking earlier. We had some fun. We were talking about the permanent marker. But remember, Greenland is not fucking green. So it's 50,000 people in a fucking barren ice wasteland. They don't do nothing but throw like one fucking party a year. If America becomes their partner, it can become a real place to be and live and visit.
But instead of having an argument between us and Denmark, let's let the people of Greenland decide.
And how does Denmark, see, I don't know everything about geopolitics. I don't know who's still here. Maybe you guys can help me, educate me. But why is Denmark the person in control of it? Just then, Greenland and Denmark have requested a meeting with Secretary Rubio. Man, Trump's pressure is really getting to them. We need Greenland for national security. 47 said days ago, you know, what Denmark did to boost security, added one more dog sled.
To do it, I can tell you. You know what Denmark did recently to boost up security in Greenland? I will say this about Greenland. We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And Denmark is not going to be able to do it, I can tell you. You know what Denmark did recently to boost up security in Greenland? They added one more dog sled. It's true. They thought that was a great move.
What would the justification be for a claim to Greenland?
Oh, I don't want to talk about Greenland now. I just say this. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security. And the European Union needs us to have it, and they know that. I will say this.
Trump is the greatest president. He said they added a sled dog. Like, imagine Greenland I want to hear from people from Greenland, just like the people from Venezuela actually wanted Maduro gone. The people from Venezuela understood that Maduro was a dictator. Damn it, Biden knew Maduro was a dictator. I'm going to stop saying it like that. I got to fucking stop saying it like that. Because that's the fucking Democratic propaganda. When you say the Venezuelans knew Maduro was a dictator, that fucking takes away from the fucking truth that Biden called him a dictator. That Biden said he lost an election, he's illegitimate. I got to stop saying it like that. I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point to contrast and juxtapose the fucking libtards with actual Venezuelans who knew he was a dictator. But fuck, man, if I do that, then I leave out the fact that fucking Biden and the Democrats knew he was a dictator also. Fuck, man. So the Europeans want us to have it. And they better want us to have it. Fucking Macron need to be put in check. Ain't Macron? When is the election in France? Because I'm about put a one in the chat if you're ready for Macron to go. I'm done with France and Macron and all this NATO bullshit. Put a one in the chat. Is Macron a king or is he elected? Because it's time for Macron to go. I'm really tired of Macron. If he's an elected official, y'all in France need to get a motherfucking election going and get him the fuck out of here. Because he moving around like he God and king of the motherfucking world, and he got his fucking toe in too much shit. He got his toe in too much shit without enough skin in the game. This motherfucker think he gonna fuck with the peace agreement in Israel, fuck with the peace agreement in Ukraine. Now he fucking around talking about Venezuela and Greenland. Macron is not a fucking ally and not a friend. And I love that Trump threatened fucking NATO, made them pay more money, and I love that Trump took us out of Paris Climate Accords. And if anybody wondered why did Trump, because Biden put us right back in. This is the second time. In the first administration, Trump took us out of the Paris Climate Accords. And then Biden put us right back fucking in. Did you know that? Did you know that? And then Trump took us out again and threatened NATO. And look at how this is, if you wanted to know why Trump was doing what he was doing with NATO and the Paris Climate Accords, it's because they don't give a fuck about us. All I really want to say is they don't really care about us. All I really want to say is they don't really care about us. Macron makes it obvious every time he speaks about U.S. issues in French and the motherfucker speak English. I'm going to say it again. Macron makes it blaringly obvious every time he talks about U.S. issues and he speaks French when that motherfucker speaks great English. It's a slap in the face. The U.S. is NATO. The U.S. is NATO. You know, I was hoping that Trump said, fuck NATO. It's so many things that don't get talked about that's going to go down in history for what Trump did in this administration. Do you know Trump is only in his, that was in the first year of his term. He did 225 executive orders. He passed a big, beautiful bill. He fucking made NATO bow. He got Venezuela. He got Maduro. 30 fucking drug boats, 25 tanks. Do you fucking know what this man accomplished in one fucking year? And I have to fucking argue and battle with fucking trolls. There's never been a second term president I don't know one president that's done this much shit in 1 year, let alone in a second term do this much shit in one goddamn year. Amen. Amen. I mean, on this channel, I say, you know, Trump had a lot of cleaning up to do. He had a lot of cleaning up to do, unfortunately. Y'all remember how scared you were in January when Trump took office? Think about everything we've talked about today. We've gone around the whole world. We've gone to Greenland. We've seized boats. We've seized boats in the Atlantic. Russia had a submarine. We got China upset. We're going around the globe today. Would you really trust, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, Kamala, whatever you want to call her. I don't give a fuck what you call her. Would you trust Biden, Kamala, or Tim Walz? Think of what the fuck is going on with Tim Walz. And think about every geopolitical issue that's fucking major that we've talked about today. If it was Kamala negotiating, if it was Kamala and Tim Walz was sitting next to her on Venezuela, on Greenland. I know some people at home is laughing. I know some people at home are got to be fucking chuckling it up. Imagine if it was Kamala and Tim sitting next to her on Israel, on Greenland, on Russia, on NATO, on the Paris Climate Accords. Do you guys know we have a 21-point peace plan with Gaza? They never met with Bibi. The attack on Israel happened during the Biden administration. They never had peace talks. Do you know who crafted the 21-point peace plan with Gaza? And it's holding. The liberal Democrats keep saying there's no peace in God, like they don't want peace. We're doing pretty good. Do you know it was crafted by the Saudis and the UAE? Do you know Trump signed the peace plan in Egypt? My audience knows this because I bring it up a lot. To me, it matters. It matters that Bibi was not involved with the crafting of the peace plan, that his neighbors are the ones who brought him to the table and said, we want peace. That's why the peace is going to work in Israel, not because America said, hey, Bibi, we want you to have peace. The peace is going to work in Israel because of the people who crafted the peace plan, how it was designed, who designed it, and that is spoken to on where it was signed. The fucking peace plan for Gaza and Israel was signed in fucking Egypt. You never fucking hear about it. They never talk about it. They never talk about the framework. Like, who wrote it? Where did these ideas come from? Because it matters on whether or not it's a lasting peace agreement. So it's not just Trump and Jared Kushner. No, it's the neighbors, the people around Israel who's tired of the bullshit and tired of the conflict. Those are the individuals who crafted the peace plan. That's why it was signed in Egypt, to let everybody involved know, even if Americans are fucking dumb, this is to let everybody in the region. Is anybody listening? Is this thing on? It was signed in Egypt to let everybody in the region know what we're going to be doing going forward. Because it's not America. We're not over there. We're not over there. We just listen to the news and we think we know every fucking thing. We don't know shit. We don't know shit. We really don't know shit. We don't know shit. We think we know everything. We don't know shit. It was signed in Egypt. It was crafted by the Saudi royals in the UAE because they want a certain outlook going forward, and they're done with that shit. In Israel, just like I talked to you about Russia and China and trade, Israel knows it can only go so far. It needs friends. And America doesn't live next door. These people are next door. I always brought that up. I said, hey, we got a peace agreement in Israel and Gaza. Hey, did you know who were the integral parties in creating that peace deal? Hey, did you know Russia, that Trump signed that fucking deal in Egypt? Why haven't we talked about why the fuck it got signed in Egypt? No one cares? Like, who besides my chat, Tammy, Chastity, people in my chat, is it anyone outside of MAGA who understands geopolitics, logistics, proximity to power, and can fathom and understand why it was, just like Tammy quickly got to why we need Greenland? You should be, if you're listening, can you get to why it was signed in Egypt? It's the same type of math. It's the same type of math. Tammy quickly was like, when I start talking about the bases over here in strategic alignment, she said, that's why we need Greenland. If you can get there, you should be able to get here. You should be able to get here. Man, we had a great show today, man. We had a great show today. Great show today. Fire show today. I'm starving. I haven't ate today. I'm on straight. Today I'm on raspberry hibiscus. I put raspberry hibiscus with peach. You know, I do herbal tea. I'm an old man. I don't do caffeine, so it's not coffee in my cup. It's herbal tea. And I used to be vegan. I used to be Hotep, you know what I'm saying? So I don't do no caffeine. I might do some white tea or some green tea. Who likes the white tea? Y'all remember when Lipton had this white peach tea? Oh, that's one of my favorites. So I heard that they got this grape. I think it's Arizona. Or is it blueberry white tea? Put it in the chat. I haven't tried it. I saw it and they said it's supposed to be real good. And sativa or hybrid. I would prefer a hybrid and indica dominant. Hybrid indica dominant. That's what I'll do. Hybrid indica dominant. And sativa, again, because I'm an old person, the sativa fucks with my head. So the sativa, and I know the young people in the chat will laugh at me. I like Blue Dream though. So maybe some sativa hybrids are cool. But if it's something like a Larry, like a Lemon Larry or Larry OG, certain sativa hybrids I fuck with, like the Blue Dream, but you can't find Blue Dream. I'm in Northern California too. You motherfuckers you don't know what the fuck. I'm in Northern California, so I'm not just talking this shit. Y'all, wherever y'all at, y'all ain't never really had the real Blue Dream. Currency, my favorite rapper, he said she fell in love with the Blue Dream and things that she can't have. Now she looking down like she trying to use an iPad. He said she came to my pad and she fell in love with the Blue Dream. And a lot of people listening think, oh, what is he talking about? Is he talking about? No, she fell in love with the Blue Dream. Things that she can't have. Now she looking down like she tried to find an iPad. But like a Blue Dream or a Larry OG, it's a couple of them that if I see them, I get excited. Like I love the Larry, any lemon, because I'm a citrus guy. So any lemon or Larry OG, I love. Blue caviar cookies. Like, so San Francisco, I'm from San Francisco. And it's so funny because in San Francisco, my little cousins, when I would go visit them when it was popular, to this day, like in Atlanta, it's all runts, right? They don't want nothing that's not runts, right? So in San Francisco, my little cousins, if it ain't blue cookies, they don't want it. And it's been that took a hold of the city, and I don't know if it's something different now. I know he was talking about some donuts and powdered donuts, but man, blue cookies came, and you had platinum cookies, animal cookies. But then I went to the city, and my little cousins, and they had some blue cookies. That shit, it was like a Blue Dream. If you remember, the real Blue Dream was kind of fuzzy, had that white fuzz. So the blue cookies, oh my God, it's funny you bring up blue caviar cookies because, yeah, man, San Francisco was on, like, they were snobs. My little cousin was snobbish about, man, if it ain't blue cook. And they call it cooks. Like, that's all I want. Blue cooks. Like, if it ain't cooks, and he'll look at it like, that ain't cooks. That ain't cooks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that ain't cook. Oregon's got you beat. You know what I want to say to you, Mike? Fuck you. Because Oregon is the Emerald Triangle, man. Oregon got some gas. Oregon got some gas. Oh, I hate you. Kiss my ass. Oregon got some gas, bro. Yeah, man. Oregon got some gas. Oh, I hate you. That's my shit. Terp's crazy. Yeah, the blue caviar. Yeah, Oregon got you beat. Cheese, man. So the people talk about the cheese. I had some black cheese, and I was excited because, you know, when the cheese came out, it won the Cannabis Cup in Europe. You know what I'm saying? The cheese and the blue cheese, and Europe was always like, you got to go over there and smoke the cheese, the real cheese, and all this shit. And then New York had sour diesel and cheese wasn't really big on the West Coast because we don't like haze, right? Cameron, name of his album was Purple Haze. Like, my brother said hybrid or sativa, like I said indica dominant hybrid, but we don't really like fucking hazes. We don't fuck with hazes on the West Coast. ain't fuck with hazes, right? So, fuck. So all that sour diesel and that cheese and that part, we didn't fuck with that shit. We don't like that shit. But I was excited. I'm a quitter, LOL. I don't smoke anymore. Good, quit. Damn it, you a smoker. I thought I could have liked this show enough. Couldn't like this show enough. I got some black cheese, and I was excited. Real OG is tough though, I know. So I got the black cheese, and I was like, it had the terps, it had the smell. I didn't like the high, bro. Like, that's why we don't like hazes. And I was kind of mad at myself, because it's like, there's nothing wrong with, I should not dislike this. It's actually black cheese. It's pretty fucking good, to be exact. And I didn't like it. you know, stoners could be snobbish, because there was nothing wrong with that black cheese. There was nothing wrong with that black cheese, and I just didn't vibe. But that's what it's medicine, right? So that's what it is. Y'all don't like haze, never knew that. Nah, I'm an NYC dude. That's what it is for me a long time. Yeah, I know. That's why I said it like that. That's why I laughed, because Cameron, the name of Cameron, I was just bumping that. They say he down. They say he down, down. I'll be slapping about you. You might be young. I'll be slapping that purple haze, man. I'll be slapping that purple haze. That camera, they say he down. They say he down, but not out. But he back on my grind. Yeah, and Killer Cam, the world is mine. Man. Yay, Cam, we about to kill the world with this one, man. Man, I'll be slapping. That's my shit. They say he down, but not out. Yeah, and Killer Cam, I'm back on my grind. Purple haze, man. But we didn't have no purple haze, man. We had Purple Crip Killer. We had Purple Crip Killer. You got grapes. Pull up in the scraper, pull around in the circle, pull up to the homies and I see you got purple. Who got grapes? Who got grapes? Who got grapes? Who got grapes? Pull up in the scraper and I'm going in a circle and I pull up in the homies and I say, who got purple? Who got grapes? Who got grapes? Who got grapes? Who got grapes? That's us, man. We don't do no haze, man. We in the scraper in a circle. Who got purple? Who got grapes? I got grapes. Who got grapes? Man, that's what we doing. Purple. Going back to Brother Lynch Hung and that Purple Kush. OG Purple. That, oh, you know, Andre said OG Purple. You know about that? If you know about that OG Purple, I'm in Sacramento right now. So if you know about that OG Purple, you know about that. You know about that Brother Lynch Hung. Brother Lynch Hung. Brother Lynch Hung from Sacramento, Garden Block Crips. He would rap about this purple. I live in San Francisco. I would drive to Sacramento because I wanted to see this purple Kush that Brother Lynch would rap about. And they had some crazy ass purple. That was back in the day. Stomping in my steel toes, headed for the murder show. Oh no, liquor store, here we go. Stomping in my steel toes, headed to the murder show. Oh no, liquor store, here we go. What you want from the stove? Crazy Horse. Juice with it. Don't sell to 11. Liquor store, here we go again. Don't sell to 11 and it's only 10. Liquor store, that's my favorite. Liquor store, because I live that, man. I don't drink no more, but when he said that, liquor store, here we go again. Don't sell to 11 and it's only 10. That's from the 90s. If you from the 90s, that's a favorite line of the 90s. Liquor store, here we go again. The store don't sell to 11 and it's only 10. And the song start off with you waking up in the morning, wiping sleep out your eyes. The homie say, I'm about to go to the store. What you want from the store? And he say, a Crazy Horse. Does anybody in the chat just think of a Four Loko on crack? And a Four Loko is bad enough. A Four Loko is bad enough. Just imagine a Four Loko on crack. He said a Crazy Horse. Now I was living. I might have had a sip. You put Crazy Horse in a Dixie cup. You don't even drink. Crazy Horse is a malt liquor. Just think of the name. You put Crazy. He said he waking up in the morning, and this why it went in the song because it wasn't like fake. That's what made it such hit. He waking up in the morning. What you want from the store? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. The store don't even legally sell liquor yet. Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse is the highest alcohol content malt liquor. Fuck A-Ball, fuck Steel Reserve. Crazy Horse. And he said, it's so strong. He said, what else? Some juice with it. Crazy Horse is so strong, gotta drink orange juice with it. Man. Some juice with it. Leave Greenland alone. Man, this is the after show, brother. This is the this is the after show, brother. He talking about Greenland. What you talking about, man? We talking about some green right now. We are definitely talking about some green right now. The green in between my lips. That's what we talking about. We talking about Greenland. Remember, we used to go to the land, Dankland. We used to be in the hood in the 90s. Some of the youngsters, y'all might not know this. Your father, your uncle, we be going off to the land. We going to the land. It's albums. You could Google it right now. Go to YouTube and put in Dankland. Number one, we would call it Dank. D-A-N-K. And we would call it Going to the Land. And you can look it up right now, Dankland. And that nomenclature, Going to the Land. So we is going to Greenland right now. We're going to Greenland, but it's really Dankland. Dankland, Dank Room, that was DJ Pooh. That wasn't DJ Pooh, that was Pooh Man. Dank Room, he was in Minister Society with Too Short. A lot of people don't forget Pooh Man. Pooh Man gave Kane, he said, you ready to do a drive-by? Pooh Man gave Kane, or did he give it to Old Dog, the shotgun? Y'all remember? They was in the house. They was watching the video. Remember? Kane was pissed off because Old Dog was selling the video of when he did the liquor store robbery, and Kane had got shot. Remember, with his cousin Harold, and they was in the trap house. It was Too Short trap house, and Pooh Man came and cocked the 12 gauge. He said, "You ready to do a drive-by, youngs?" And that was Pooh Man. In case y'all didn't know, y'all might not be from the Bay Area. Y'all might not know who that was. It was Too Short. I get it mixed up. Thank you, Lee. Lee, hey. Oh, thank you, Lee. Lee said that was show. That was show, dogs in the house. I get it mixed. You sure it was? Okay. Pooh Man brought out the crack then. Pooh Man gave Kane the pack. Because remember, this is where Kane cooked up the dope, too. Remember, it once was said by a man who couldn't quit. Dope fiend, please, can I have another hit? But I don't give a. Then the dope man said, if you get on your knees. Strawberry is the neighbor. Oh, man, why Ice Cube had to be. Ice Cube is so hard. You see, I'm omitting. I've been cursing and using profanity, right? But Ice Cube is so hard. I didn't even use the whole lyrics. It was once said by a fiend that couldn't quit. Dope man, please, can I have another hit? The dope man said, man, I don't give a shit if your girl kneeled down. It all went down and the girl was a clucker. Man, he was like 18. He was like 18. Yeah, Lee said that was Short. So Pooh Man and Short was both in that trap house. People forget that. The big nigga, that was Pooh Man. So Short gave him the gauge and said the line, you ready to do a drive-by? That was Short, and Short did that line. So Pooh Man was laughing. Pooh Man was laughing when Chauncey was pissed off and he mailed in the tape and dry snitched. Remember when he mailed in the tape and dry? Oh, that was some cold shit. He mailed in the tape. He mailed in the tape, dry snitch. And that'd be the hood. If you know what we can extrapolate in 2026 from that, is how everybody knew the nigga snitched. Everybody knew he snitched. Like, Pooh Man saw him put the tape. He's sitting there saying, let's see, he kicked your ass. Let's see what happened when they get this tape. Remember? That's really how it go. People think it'd be like some espionage. Everybody know who told. Everybody in the hood know who told. He telling in front of people. He was telling in front of people. I remember that, man. So you guys, man, that was a good after show. Shout out to you, Mike. Shout out to you. I start a bunch of comments. Let's go down the comments I start. Amaya, an American woman. Festivus for the rest of us. Nah, who Festivus for the rest of Festa Vans V Down Sorvan. I like that name. Survived Today 71. Tammy Peace. Cindy 1776. That's a beautiful dog there, Cindy. I had a blue nose fawn. That reminds me of my blue nose fawn. Joseph, shout out to you, Joseph. I love your participation and your support. I've been watching you, and I truly appreciate it. And Tammy and Cindy got starred more than once. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to my brother, Mike. Mike don't got $2 to become a member. He don't love me. But it's all good. Y'all can become a member. Like, share, and subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to get a plus sign. That plus sign, you hit that plus sign, you can become a member. I got special memberships right now going for $2. That's less than 10 cents a day. You can feed a starving Somalian, or you can subscribe to the Perfect Timing Podcast. I'm the best. I'm the fucking best. You can feed a starving Somalian. Oh, you can join the Perfect Timing Podcast. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Mike want to feed the Somali. It's only 10 cents. Y'all remember the commercial? For less than 10 cents a day, you can feed a starving Somalian, or you can join the Perfect Timing Podcast. That's a motherfucking t-shirt. Hey, I love you guys. See you tomorrow, 11 a.m., 12, top of the mid-morning podcast, between 11 and 12. Sometime it's around noonish. Just check. Hit the notification bell. When you subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I'm live. Mike probably got the notification bell selected. So like, share, subscribe, hit the plus sign, join, hit the notification bell, because you want to be here when I go live between 11 and noon, Monday through Friday. Geopolitical, conservative, news, comedy, videos, all of the above. Salute to you guys. Have a great day. Happy Wednesday. God bless America. God bless Trump. God bless the memory of Charlie Kirk and his children. Oh, y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow.